All right. Welcome, folks, to a very, very exciting kind of debut of our new community channel, our ChessCom community channel on Twitch, and we're actually hosting a really fun event. So, my name is Kassa. I'm here with Louisa. We're both members of the community team at chess.com, and we're bringing to you the Three Check Championship today, which is a part of our Variants community series, where we basically have a host of really tremendous variants. Yeah, it's going to be really exciting, Louisa, right?
Yeah, welcome guys. We're really happy to bring you guys this channel. We hope to commentate, host, and highlight some of the most fun community events that we make. Most of them are are open for you guys to participate as well. Not this one. This one had qualifiers, but yeah, the variant community series is fantastic. It's a different variant every 2 months, so you never get bored. And the cycle now that we are in is three check, which is one of my favorite variants. Just like
So,
chess.
so let's actually get into the format and how folks got here. And then you can tell us a little bit more about three check, because frankly, I'm a little green to three check, Louisa. So, but as far as the format is concerned, basically we had over the course of a 2-month cycle, which Louisa was describing, we had 6 different arenas. And the winner of each arena qualified for this quarterfinals. But you might say, what do you mean 6 people? There are 8 people in the quarterfinals. Well, there are also 2 streamer-specific arenas where the top streamer also placed into the finals. So we have a really talented group of 8 players that bested these arenas. And it's quite remarkable because we actually have 5 GMs in the field by my count, Louisa, which is just unbelievable. So even the really strongest players on our site are really vying for these prizes.
Yeah, it's a really nice. Everyone's titled, which is no surprise. But yeah, I also was really surprised, and we have some big names in the house. Like for example, Benjamin Bach. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone's very familiar with him. Jospa, Pakleza, Bortnyk, the one and
Yeah, so
only.
so
So
your favorite streamers basically, some of your favorite streamers are just killing it right now. And they also made it to this 3 check championship. So as you see here on the screen, those are our matchups today. So in the quarters we have Bortnyk versus I'm gonna bludgeon that pronunciation, but Kasioumis. Can we go with that? Was that okay?
yeah,
Vasilios
no, we're not.
Kasioumis. Um, that's the GM-FM matchup. In the bottom right, you have Thomas Beerdsen versus Toivo Keinänen. Thomas, I should say, is actually a newly minted grandmaster, so congratulations to him.
Yeah, congrats.
In the top left, we have Yoseph Taher, international master, versus Zbigniew Pakleza, who is a grandmaster himself, and
And a
then
streamer.
and a streamer. And then our most insane matchup to me is like a initial quarterfinal matchup is our Jose Martinez, aka Jospum, versus Benjamin Bach matchup, which is just unbelievable to me that GMs of that caliber are gonna knock one of them is gonna be gone from the quarters already in three
That's gonna
checks.
be
So
so fun to watch, though. And we'll be heartbroken for whoever loses, but I'm gonna be all over that match. It's gonna be so fun to watch.
So format, it's the way this works is it's going to be best of 4 games. So there, whoever wins the 4-game mini match is going to advance. If there's a tie after the 4-game mini match, then there's a tie breaks where there's 3+2 and then 1+2, and those would be 2-game mini matches. The time control overall for these games is actually 3+2. So the increment should help a little bit. These games should probably go a little quicker than we might imagine, like a rapid game to go, especially because it's 3 check. And yeah, the game should be getting underway any moment. But Louisa, you seem to have some expertise in 3 check, so please tell me more about the meta game here.
Expertise is a very strong word. What I do have is experience watching Caruana playing in the Chess Bros channel once, and it was really fun. But not really expertise. It's just like regular chess, so I'm sure you would kill it. But the one different rule is that you can also win by checking your opponent 3 times. So there's a lot of sacrifice, very aggressive, very fast-paced. Sometimes it's as soon as you can, sack all your pieces to get 3 checks in a forcing matter, boom, game's over. So it is really exciting to watch, really exciting to play. We see some crazy tactics here.
So I'm gonna have to push back just a little bit because you said it's just like normal chess, or like the game can finish like normal chess. I'm gonna argue, and again, I don't really have a great expertise here, but I'm gonna argue that most games finish from checks rather than checkmate. So I'm gonna argue that most games actually don't go beyond 20 or beyond 30 moves, or maybe even beyond 20 moves, because
Sure.
folks are so savvy with the combinations, right?
Sure, but it is a possibility, you know, to just checkmate your opponent in a long end game. But given the one different rule, I'm just saying that all the other rules are the same. En passant, still forced, you know, but 3 checks and the game's over.
Right.
So,
So
but you're completely right. Most games do end in 3 checks because most games end in the opening because it's so easy to lose this quickly.
so
It's
as far as
insane.
that metagame is concerned, like, all right, we're going to start the games in 20 seconds. We just got a word from our producer, also a vaunted member of the community team here. Shout out to Ajalin. Um, what would you say your first move would be as white, given the strategy of the metagame? Is E4 the best move? Is knight F3 the
I
best
would
move?
I would play the mouse slip opening E3,
E3.
because it's very important for us for you to. Oh, the games are starting.
And
That's
we're
great.
off. We're off. So we're going to start with this one, Zbigniew versus Yoseph. We already have
Yeah.
some moves. We'll jump around a little bit, but we'll start with this one and then we'll move around a bit. Already A3. That's like a normal chess game so far. Kind of designed to stop bishop B4 there.
Mhm.
E5. This is almost like a Owens defense. If you see
Yeah,
early B6, bishop B7, it's an Owens defense for folks out there. And no possible checks so far.
you shouldn't. Yeah, you
All right,
should be
so
really careful
So
in
bishop
the
d3, the
opening.
moves are coming hot and heavy. I think castling would be a perilous mistake, actually. I could see bishop h7 being one
Yes,
check, knight g5 being a second, and queen h5 being a
just
third.
like a
Like,
regular Greek sacrifice, but this one wins the game on the spot, no matter if you checkmate him or not.
no question. All right, this is actually a very high-level game. Both these folks are actually killing it so far, I would say. They're both developing. They have normal position. The king is castled on g1, but it's quite safe here. I think the space advantage that white has is going to make it tricky for this black king to find
This bishop
reasonable
on
shelter.
d3 is absolutely killer in this game because a piece is worth a check. If you can sack a piece for a check, you absolutely do it in 3 checks. And the queen is worth 2 checks. So if you can sack a queen for 2 checks, you absolutely do it. It's of course not exact, but
Hold on, we're getting metagame knowledge about the points value or piece value here. This is the goods that I wanted to know. So this is pretty cool. So you're
no,
saying
it's not.
queen is worth 2 checks.
I would say so. You know, oh,
Whoa.
that is a move. He's saying
How do
I'm
we
keeping
feel?
my
How
king
do we
right
feel
here.
about that? G5. And then
Ooh.
D5 counter thrust.
Yeah, he's just trying to get. That's the thing. They're trying to get to the kings as far as possible. That's a worthy check. If you can sack your bishop on d7, you do it. That's the thing. Just do it. Just do it.
So I'm actually looking at queen takes D5 here, and then maybe a queen sacrifice, like you said, worth 2 checks because you could follow up with E6 or bishop G6.
Mm,
Really though, I would love to have my queen until I have 2 checks to go. Because if you're saying the queen is worth 2 checks, wouldn't you want to keep your queen until that moment?
absolutely. You need to at least deliver 1 check before you sack your queen. Oh, that's a 3 check. You can absolutely take that. You can absolutely take on d7.
Take on D7,
Yeah, I
and then what if
would.
queen takes?
It's a check.
But then the king will go long. I'm a little bit worried. My bishop won't be able to touch the king on C8. My knight is far away.
Yeah, if he does castle long, that could be. Yeah, see, he took. And of course the bar. Yeah, the. Ooh, that's a queen.
So won the queen, but castled long. I wonder if if how much it matters right now, though. I do feel like the queen should be quite menacing here. Also, there's rook e8 check. That's check number
That
two,
is
right?
rookie. Yes, that is dangerous. That is dangerous because then any sack that you have with a check. Ooh, okay.
Oh,
Oh, that is
rook takes
cool.
queen g4,
Rook
and
takes queen g4, free check, and no matter where you go, you have another check and you
and
win.
we have a resignation. I did not expect
That is
resignations.
beautiful.
After just 1 check, we had a resignation. That's
No, but
incredible.
that rook takes bishop was beautiful because yeah, after
Yeah,
queen
gotta show
g4
that.
check, doesn't matter where you go, you can sack her, you can here, boom, win. third check.
What a game from
That
Yosef.
is beautiful.
Yosef came to play. They're starting their second game already. We could see it here, but I'm gonna shift gears to the Bach Jospa matchup and see what's going on there, our all GM matchup. Unfortunately, I don't know which checks have been played already, or how many checks have been played already. So should I just dip back through the moves just really quickly to see?
Yeah, white has that one check. And
So
that's
one there, yep. And then
we check for white, no more checks.
yeah, so white just has managed to get one check, black has none. And Jostam up a minute plus on the clock and has arguably the safer king.
Yes, absolutely. Also, white can absolutely sack though.
Yeah.
Not the queen right now, but soon-ish. White has a way better position, more time, more checks. That's a check. Also, again.
Yeah, I'm just so worried about this king though. This king is so weak.
White has two checks.
Wait, why are you sacking the bishop there?
Because you already have two checks, no matter how he takes.
Oh no, I thought no, it's just one so far.
Mate.
Oh,
3 checks.
I didn't see bishop g6. I saw the queen sack, but I didn't see bishop g6. That's insane.
No matter where, yeah, you can play anything. There's the thing. It's fast-paced, tactics are insane. Yeah, bring it back so we can show people.
All right, that's a little instant replay. So here, white already had one check, right?
Yes.
I saw queen f7, but I totally neglected bishop g6, and that is sick. That's art. That's art.
That is beautiful.
Wow.
No matter, that's not talking about three check chess. It's just really fast paced. The tactics are insane because you think you see a normal mate or a normal thing, and it's just crazier and crazier.
All right, I've shifted gears to the Bortnyk game here.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
Bortnyk versus Vasilios, and again, the thing is when you do play 3-check in play on our site, you see the check counter next to the board. I think it's because we're viewing and we've pulled our cameras here. We're not seeing the check counter.
So there were no checks so far. You can go to
How are you able to, is there a way you could tell just by looking? I don't think so.
No, I just look at the move list.
Right. So I'm going to go back and so you said I'm going to go back just for the folks at home.
Yeah.
So very quickly here, it seems like there've been no checks thus far. A lot of moving around with the queen and the knights. Wow. Bortnyk sacrificed his queen. Was that need? Oh, his queen was trapped.
Queen trapped, but also
still no checks.
Could have gotten a check.
No checks. Wow. Okay.
If your queen's trapped, try to get a check. Ooh.
Oh, that's game. That's game. That's three. That's three. Oh, look at that.
We had 3 upsets so far. Literally 3 upsets in a row.
So wait, Bortnyk got upset in the first game.
Well,
Jostam's not an upset. Jostam's not an upset.
He beat Bog. Is he not upset?
He has a higher rating on
Okay.
I'm
just a box stand, okay.
But Taher was definitely an upset. So all right, so they're all actually Beerdsen, who we did not see in the first game, has actually managed to make it. He won his first game. So, all right, so let's circle the horns again. We're in round 2 with everyone, and this is Bortnyk Vasilios. Bortnyk has some catching up to do here, but this is just insane talent we're seeing here, insane combinations.
Yeah, no check so far again, but that is again. Just throw your pieces at the king and hope for the best.
I love
do
knight
that
g4.
In normal chess, doesn't work, but in 3-check, it does.
I actually love knight g4. I would have actually, before knight g4, I would have gone h5 to actually pry open the file, and then I don't think it was needed as a piece sacrifice.
What do you mean h5? Queen takes h5.
No, I'm saying you go h5 before going knight
before
g4.
the knight, okay.
Yeah. And then I think it would have been made a ton of sense, like in normal chess, which I have more experience in. You use this alpha 0 pawn, this h pawn as a lever. It's such a nice way to open up to initiate play on the king side. So I would have started.
Be careful here.
So what's wrong with knight takes g4? Bishop takes h2, knight takes h2. Okay.
He didn't take the bishop because there'll be another check. Oh, he's so lost.
Is he lost? Rook h6, and then what? I don't see any further checks.
You can't take the bishop. Rook h6. The queen's coming as well. Those pawns are gonna start storming. Your king is absolutely dead.
Yeah, it's funny because now I agree with you, but your initial 3-check evaluations are superior to mine. This is
That's
I'm looking at this
an
like
IM, guys. I'll take the compliment.
where's the mate? And you're like, that's not the object of this game, kiddo.
No, it is mate, but it's 3-checkmate. Different, but it's also
Okay.
called mate.
Well, we'll allow it. We'll allow it.
Thank
So,
you, thank you.
yeah, this is just a really wild sequence of events. So, all right, so it seems like Bortnyk is in trouble again. We'll see
Absolutely.
if he's able to get out of it. He's taking a little bit of a thing, so I'm gonna shift gears to the Bach Martin Jocelyn game.
But you know,
And
Kassa, it's very, very hard to switch your brain from chess. Normal chess, it's 3-check, you know. So those known players like Bortnyk, you know, they're probably gonna take a while to get into the rhythm of
yeah, but he won in I mean, he made it through
no,
to this far. To me, you know what it
absolutely.
is? My brain is a little bit like Jello. And I feel like it's just hard to adjust sometimes. But
Right.
the time advantage tells the story here. 20 seconds with frankly, a
Again?
terrible position. This is what I call everyone's at home. This is what I call home alone. Nothing is going well here. All the pieces are on the
Well,
back.
he has one check with 8 seconds. Two
Yeah,
checks.
somehow that's not going to cut it.
Maybe it will. He just needs to sacrifice anything.
What about Queen C5 here? And then just
How does he
Queen
stop? How
F2?
does he stop the? Oh wow, that was a beautiful game. That king move to the side, beautiful. Only one that stopped any check because Buck's already up 2 checks.
Oh, Bach has 2, so he had to get
Yep.
out of that.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, then this is actually not so clear.
No, it's not because there is increment, so he's probably not going to flag. Buck's really quick. He just needs to get to that king. I think White has a better. He has more chances here because Black's just defending.
F5 is super strong. I think you have to play Knight G5. But no, Knight G5, Bishop G5. Wait, how do you stop the queen from sacking itself?
I don't know.
Wow, I don't see it.
I
I
would
think
have
it's
taken. I would have
actually.
taken the knight on h6 in a second, to be honest. But that's what f5's for, I think.
Well, yeah, now it's forced. Bishop H6, and then the queen comes. I
Yeah.
don't see how Black can avoid getting touched here.
Yeah, it's like, have you ever played spell chess, Kassa?
Yes, I'm actually nice at spell chess. Wow, Queen C5, that's a brilliant sacrifice. Basically diverting it was diverting the bishop from H6 because Queen F2.
Yes.
Genius.
Brilliant, and he lives.
And now Knight D3 or Knight B3.
Ooh, okay, now
Why
what?
wouldn't you toss in Knight B3? I think he's going to toss in Knight B3 shortly. Knight D3, okay? You
Okay,
have to sack because D2 checks are there, or go King D2
D2 check.
actually as
Ooh,
prophylaxis.
okay, D2's a check. Now they're equally.
All right, now Rook C8. Rook C8. Oh no, you had to stop Queen G7.
Yep, Queen G7, Queen anything. How do you stop it? Is it a draw? Oh, okay.
Rook C8. And then Rook D8. If King B1, Rook F D8, and then if Rook
No,
King,
king.
Rook D8,
The
Rook
king
D8.
needs to. The king needs to run. He cannot allow any more checks. He will lose.
Rook
Now
C4,
what?
super
Rook
strong.
D3. Yes, Rook D3. You need to stop any checks.
Rook.
Oh, now what?
Rook D4 check. Game over.
Oh, and me.
That was extremely high
was-
level. We just saw, I honestly think, the highest level 3-check I've ever seen. I just have to back up here.
That was beautiful. Oh,
White
wow.
had only 1 check to go, and Bishop H6, Queen H6 was threatened. Queen C5 was genius.
Brilliant.
If Bishop
Absolutely.
H6, Queen F2, and then this is over because after King D1, what's the finishing touch? He needs 2 checks. How does he do it? Knight C3 first, and then any queen sack. So he had to sack the queen. And then even here, it's dangerous. And I think actually the best way, Louisa, was, as you said, it was a repetition. Queen G7, Knight F7, Queen H3, and Knight H6. Should have played Queen D7 and gone for a draw.
I would have gone for a draw as well. Even especially with 6 seconds on the clock.
Unbelievable. And
The
then the
3-check draw would have been insane though.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
Yeah.
Moving on. So that match equalized. Bortnyk, he lost his second game, so he's actually down 2-0 in a must-win situation. So let's tend to that game.
Yeah, it's my mention of spell chess was that sometimes with the spell chess variant, you have a jumping spell, which means you can jump over other pieces. And between for example, a queen and your king, you need at least 2 pieces at all times. Otherwise, the queen will capture your king and you lose. And with 3 checks, it's similar because you cannot allow those quick sacks to happen. So you need at least, 2 pieces between any possible sack and your king to keep yourself safe.
Yeah, no question about it. So all right, so how would you evaluate this one? How would you evaluate this one? I would say, like in normal
Black's
chess,
better.
white would be winning.
Yes, white would be absolutely, but black's better here, I think. As long as it doesn't castle, because those bishops will absolutely be sacking themselves. I mean, the Greek gift, whirlwind, extravaganza, and it would be over in a second if he castles short. But black is way better right now.
So I'm actually going to disagree with you because I think there are no checks thus far for both sides. And I think as soon as this knight queen combination is extinguished, and I think it will be shortly, I don't see how black's other pieces can really get involved and touch up the king. And so I think, again, I would even consider just playing h takes g4 here because I think one check is not going to hurt me with a queen sack. And again, I have such a lead in development. All
Famous
your
last
other pieces are
words.
at home. I just think all your other pieces at home, if I just go, you know what I might even do just to be a little bit annoying? I might even go knight h2 here. If I go knight h2, I still establish this pin. I pick up the pieces. There are no particular checks that harm me. I love white's position here. The rooks aren't going to get into the game, right?
That
There's
bishop,
no
though,
files.
is about to be a monster.
The
Well, it's
bishop
just
can't touch me if the king remains on a dark square.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That is one thing about getting rid of one of your bishops and 3 checks. You just know where to keep your king at all times, because knights have the charming ability of switching the square colors, bishops don't. So keep your queen, keep your bishop.
Yeah, I would just argue that if again, this is a little, I would argue that if the queen is sacked here for a check, there's just no other pieces that can meaningfully harm me. So I would even be willing to trade queens here. And I think, yeah, knight h2 is kind of
Trading queens here is the death sentence. Yeah, the death sentence. You're right. You're right. Everything happened. We have a new prophet.
So, and this is a must-win for Bortnyk. So we'll see.
Yes.
I think maybe queen h4 would be my try, keeping the
I would
queen
absolutely
on.
not trade queens here with Bortnyk, but it's really hard. Queen h4, maybe you're getting trapped somehow.
And then run back home.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, shout out to some folks watching. We got Chess Wind. Appreciate all the love. Yeah, these games have been crazy. Cha-cha chess, what's going on? And the dancing rock star saying, white is always winning in these positions unless black has something direct. I don't know. Think from what I've seen, I do think white is probably in the driver's seat here, having more pieces. But from what I've seen, it's really some of the rules of chess still matter. Development, space. I think space has been a really big factor. And of course, material. I think all these things come into play. And frankly, when you're evaluating positions, even in variants, I think those things matter.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think especially piece activity and king safety in this one, it's main thing that you should look. Although the space does, tie with piece activity, having little space but a deadly attack, a quick pace, because you're always looking for forced checks after checks after checks. If you can tie up some checks, you're winning absolutely. Sometimes it's a check here and a check there, but if you can tie them up, so piece activity, piece coordination as well, just having those things that sometimes beginners, they start sacrificing pieces in normal chess, without a real plan, and
Right.
And lose. I can attest to that. I do that often, every day. But in free check, that works. So having that, those little plans, those little piece coordination moments, it's really important in this variant.
No question. Just to update for the folks at home. So Bach actually did win game 3. So he survives to lives to play another game. Yoseph and Zbigniew are also tied at the moment in game 3. So no one's out of the running just yet. So we're focused on this game of Bortnyk just because it's win or go home for him now. So, but it does seem like white has a massive edge on the time and on the clock. I'm already looking at some fun stuff with a little rook lift action, some knight f6 or knight h6 action. This is scary hours for Bortnyk.
This absolutely, and all of Vasilios' pieces are on the way to the king. Although he has some some counterattacks, and of course a piece.
Yeah, I don't see any checks or any sort of semblance of counterplay here for black.
Yeah.
This king is so snug. It's
Also,
like it's got a
time.
perfect pillow around its on its head. I mean, it's chilling.
Yeah, time as well. He's down to 13 seconds, and although we do have increment, that's got to be stressful.
F5.
Ooh,
Ooh, crushing. Saying
F5. That is cold.
rook goes back, then you even have F6 ideas. Okay, so he's sacking,
Sucks.
but it's just
Ooh,
one check. It's
check.
just one check. It's a wrap.
Oof.
Wow.
By checkmate.
Our lowest rated player in the field, Vasilios, just put a 3-0 beat down on Bortnyk, and it's impressive. It just goes to show
Most of
that,
all, this was a normal checkmate too.
yeah, no, but it goes to show that, these variants are just a totally different beast, and you can have an understanding here that, basically supersedes, the traditional chess understanding. So very cool. All right, let's switch over to Bach.
It's an FM beating a
Martinez.
GM. That is insane.
Yeah,
I
Bach
don't see that every
Martinez.
day.
It is here. Bach is in a must-win situation. Shall we very quickly zip back and see the check situation just to figure out what's happened? I'm going to go back really quickly. Have
White has
another
one.
kind of
That's
there's
it.
one check for white there. And that's all we got. One check for white.
White does have because I see people saying white is always winning in these positions. White has a really strong advantage in the three checks because as we all know, white always has the initiative in normal chess, and that's everything in three check. So it is harder for black to to find those winning advantages. Almost decisive. People who have joked that white always wins in the three check.
I feel like the black side in a lot of these games has kind of psyched themselves out by giving up too much space.
Yeah.
I think part of it is I don't think like the first move has been the killer because it hasn't been like a tempo game in these games have gone a while. I think it's more so that black has been giving up way too much space. And just like in normal chess, if you do that, you're gonna get crushed.
Yeah, space is all about piece activity as well, and you need those, especially bishops, and you need those long range pieces to, patrol the board. And I do agree that it has been a white just throwing the pieces, and managed to conquer most of the board.
So I'm going to tell you here. I think I see white to do with knight f3. It's to get the knight to g5. So the idea is like bishop e7 or bishop f4, knight g5. I think it was
Bishop
super
e7 here.
important for black to actually try to trade queens or migrate the queen over to this side of the board. And I don't think I don't think Jocelyn saw the danger. Yeah, bishop f. I think bishop f6 wasn't needed.
Ooh, takes the knight. Woof.
But yeah, that's a game.
That is game. He already had one check. That was game. That was beautiful.
Instant replay there. So again, I keep missing the bishop checks after the sacks. So the point is, I was saying bishop e7, knight g5. Bach said, I have a quicker way. And the point is, I'm already threatening to win this game with two checks there. So the only move was rook f6.
Yep.
And then I guess you would have had knight g5, but I don't see two checks just yet. So like rook h6, the game continues. One thing I do know is when you're three horizontal or vertical squares away from a king, you can't be touched for a few moves. And if you're two diagonals away, you can't be checked for 3 moves.
Right, yeah, that's true. That's the longest, basically.
So, all right, so that match is going to go to tiebreak. I guess the tiebreaks will start after all of the other matches end, but I think we may or may not be corrected behind the scenes. So let's actually go to the other game that's still live, which is okay. I stand corrected. The tiebreak is going to start very shortly, basically now. But before that tiebreak, we're going to switch to Toivo, who is in game 4 against Thomas Beerdsen. And what's the score there? Thomas is up 2-1. So this is a must-win for Toivo here, who has the white pieces.
No checks have been given so far. And it already looks like a crazy game, to be honest. What was the opening of this? Oh, Nimzo. French
This was a
Nimzo.
No chance. The knight went to c. There's no pawn on c4. No. So it was something. I don't know what this is called. F5 with.
It's called a Nimzo.
No, no.
Argue with the bot, not me.
The bot is wrong. This is not a Nimzo. The Nimzo is D4, knight f6, C4, E6, knight C3, bishop B4. This might be something
It
else.
says Nimzo defense French connection variation. I don't know.
They're just
Doesn't look
making
like a
stuff
French,
up.
doesn't look like a Nimzo.
The French connection variation is, what is this, Fashion Week? I mean, this is the French connection variation. Get out of here. Anyway, again, it's another opening where white just has a ton of space. And I think that definitely has been something we've seen a lot here. So, yeah. All right, a few checks threatened.
Yeah, you can just sack on the on knight f3. To be honest, knight f3 you can sack. Now you can sack and get a peaceful.
So, question for you: if given that there was a check threatened, how ridiculous would King H1 have been?
Not at all.
Would that have been really? Because like I have a feeling that it's probably, if there were computers that evaluating this, I have a feeling it's better to just develop and allow the one check. But I think from a human perspective, it's actually a lot better to just not give them any checks until you have to, because you have to.
King H1 would have been, I believe, the best move. Yeah, but the knight's no longer a threat. Your bishop, black's light square bishop is tucked away, so also not a threat for any checks there. The rook on f8 is no longer threatening to potentially take on f2 and give a check, because if you want to go to a light square and you go to f1, that's bad. Oh, I would have just sacked here. I would have played knight f3.
So I think that's the tug of war. It's like, do I cash in on a check sooner rather than later? Because if you do it too early and then you run out of stuff, it's like a kid at the arcade that spends all his tickets on the same game. And then he runs out of tickets and is like upset, like, I mean, it's your own fault. You used all your tickets on the same game. Like money is not infinite. So I think that too, pieces aren't infinite. So
yeah, that is true. That is true. And that happens also in normal chess, where we start attacking, and then when we see we're all out of pieces, and we go, oh, where did my attack go? Oh, with your pieces, Oh, that is a move. Okay.
Real prophylaxis, right?
Yeah.
Forget the piece. I'm just going to defend against queen takes d5. So I think there is a little bit of a decision, at least from Thomas's side, that like the check is more valuable than the material.
No, absolutely, but he's right.
We'll see if that's true. I don't know if he's right.
He is right. I'm telling you, I would have sacked. I would have played knight f3 check.
I know why. I have to go back here. Queen takes d5 is 1. If king h8, queen g8 is 2, and then bishop c4 is 3.
Wow, that is beautiful.
So you'd have but you could technically block with the bishop, and then again it would have been 2 checks.
Yeah, but right now the queen is on f7 though.
No, I'm saying, I shouldn't spend too much time going over variations. But basically, if you block with the bishop there, it would have been queen takes e6, queen takes e6.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then after bishop, and the bishop was already on e5, but then rook takes e5 to deflect, and then still try to get bishop c4. But anyway, let's go to the game position.
G6 to stop any bishop takes h7 shenanigans. Yeah. But again, on that position before, I would have played knight f3 check, completely giving out a knight for a check. I completely agree with.
And Wind is also pointing out with the king on h8, there was also takes g7 stuff. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Right. So I think Toivo's in the driver's seat here, to be honest. Like these bishops are more menacing. White again has more space. Black is up a pawn, but it is not very consequential right now.
Not at all. And the fact that he just chose to ignore take back the piece was the correct decision, but it didn't get him much out of trouble, to be honest. Ooh, okay.
All right, so we're gonna have a queen trade here.
No,
I think this is actually favorable for Beerdsen, like the queen trade. But yeah, again, absolutely. White still has a menacing rook and more space.
Bishop c4 here. No?
Or d6.
No, bishop c4 here for oh, d6. Yeah, bishop c4, d6.
And then bishop c4, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. d6 first. Ooh, okay.
King h8, excellent prophylaxis. Oh, you can get up. Wait. It's not a third check, though. It's not a third check.
Yes, there is.
You missed the bishop again. You start with the rook. You
missed the bishop again.
Oh my, no, I saw bishop g6, but I thought if you did it first, the king could drop back to h8.
Right.
You invert. I saw bishop takes g6 and then king
h8. But no,
inverting the move order is genius.
That is brilliant.
Genius.
That is brilliant.
Golf clap. Golf clap. That was incredible.
And again, and another upset. Toivo's an IM, really strong IM, by the way. But Thomas is a recently anointed GM, so.
All right,
Wow.
so what do we got? So we had is Bortnyk still all right? So we had all right, Vasilios beat Bortnyk. So Vasilios advances. Oh, we still have game 4 for Zbigniew and Taher. So let's take a
Oh,
look at that.
that's exciting.
And they're
Oh,
both under 10 seconds. And I
let's
have
check
no idea how many checks there have been, and I'm not
I'll
going to
check,
even
I'll check.
go back.
Here we go.
In a real game, you'd probably say this
There
is
no
quite
checks?
drawish, but no checks. Are you kidding me?
That there has been like 50 moves and no checks. That is insane.
That is insane. And who needs this win? Let me just check here.
Paleka, absolutely.
Paletza needs this. Is it Paleka or Paletza?
I have no idea.
I see a Z.
Yeah,
and
I'm butchering every Polish name.
Yeah, I see a Z and I want to like zzz, like a B. So, all right, White is
No,
actually
no checks,
winning.
almost 50 moves, no
White
checks.
is winning on the board. The question is he winning in 3
Yeah,
checks?
they might just winning on the board, yeah. They
First
might just
game.
ignore
First
the 3
game.
checks and play normal chess, you know?
Yeah. All right, so sacking some pawns here. I don't see what you're getting out of it. If White trades the rooks here, it's just a winning king pawn endgame.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not gonna lie, I've never seen a rook or pawn endgame in 3 checks. That is the first time. Oh wait, they had a check, Rook c6 was a check.
prophylaxis here with the king. I think the king would do well to hide on c5 now. Little shelter there.
2 checks,
Game.
3
Wow,
checks.
we have another tie break. This is insane action. Insane.
Yeah, that's the thing why we never see those type of positions in 3 checks, because the board gets so open that it's almost impossible for you to just stop checks, you know. The last piece is on the board, especially with rooks. If it's just pawns, then it's gonna last forever. With the rook, it's like they made 64 moves without any checks, and then boom, boom, boom.
All right, so this is the first game of the 2-game mini match between Bach and Jospum. I think Bach is just completely winning because this bishop will never touch the black king and blacks up a rook, and this king is what I would like to call entombed. This king is in prison.
That is
So
such a fancy word.
and
Ooh,
now,
but
yeah.
check. Yep.
All right, so Bach has actually recovered. I mean, let's keep in mind he was down 2-0, and he's the GM is now getting a handle on how the game works. He needs a few games to figure it out. He's been blistered. He's not lost since.
No, yeah, that's the thing. I told you, like, it takes a while, but then after you get it, you start, you know, you start pulling some magic, especially if you're a GM, and especially if you're Bach. I'm a Bach stan. Everyone knows that. He's great. And
all right, so
yeah, glad to see
again,
him
we have just for people to understand. So Yoseph and Vasilios are FM or are IM and FM respectively have advanced. There are 2 tie-break matches going on. We just saw Bach win the first game in the 2-game mini match, and right now we're looking at Beerdsen playing Toivo in the first game of their 2-game mini match. If it's 3+2, just like the 4-game match was, if it's tied after 2, it goes to 1+2.
Oof, that's exciting. Yep.
Yeah.
Still, I don't really play bullet because I get so nervous, and you know, but when I win in bullet, I feel like unbeatable. So
I believe. All right. So what do you think about this move, Louisa? B5.
I don't know. It's playing on the other side of the board. We never see this.
I think the
White's
idea is if
so
you
open.
sack the exchange, it's a exchange sack that was kind of dangerous to take because then the queen would be offside.
No,
And also,
absolutely.
in a way, it opens up the bishop's diagonal. So you could see some rook b8, bishop b7 action shortly. White declines it. Plays bishop g5.
That is insane. White leaves the bishop hanging and leaves the rook hanging, and leaves the free rook to be captured, and plays bishop g5. I don't know how I feel about this move. The king is on a dark square, so I guess it is cooking something. Let him cook, but
I actually made a mistake a little bit earlier. I said that Yosef already advanced, but we saw Pakleza win. So there's actually 3 tie breaks going
3 tie breaks,
on,
you're right. Yep.
not 2.
He saves the bishop now. Black saves the rook.
And then they save the rook, yeah.
Okay, that's normal chess. Especially hanging things. That's normal chess for me. Especially
I'm going to switch to the Bach Alcantara game just because that's must win now for Jospin.
Yeah, I can pronounce Jospin's name for you if you want.
Wait, I mean Alcantara. I'm not pronouncing that correctly.
Alcantara.
Alcantara. All right, got it. You know. Oh, thanks for the raid, Chuck Moulton. What's going on? How you doing?
Chuck.
Welcome, folks, to the ChessCom community channel. We're actually covering variants. Yeah, this is the 3-check championship going on right now. It's a knockout. These folks qualified through arenas, and right now we're in the quarters. So there's 8 folks here in a knockout format, and we've got 3 tie breaks going on as we speak with really strong players. 5 GMs from an 8-player field, Louisa. Just incredible.
Yeah, it is insane. And even so, with 5 GMs, they've been losing a lot, which has been really fun to watch because for once we go like they bleed because the 3 checks is just so insane that we're getting lots of upsets. That rook, box rook, is gonna absolutely bulldoze the game because it's also on a light square. You have queen g6 ideas after rook takes e6.
Oh, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You're already trying to give up heavy pieces. What if
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna give up a heavy piece for 1 check though. Like I'm not gonna play fe6. What if I take with the bishop?
In many variants, this included, I think that, for example, rooks, knights, and bishops are kind of worth the same, and they're all worth 1 check.
So here's the deal. I feel like if you've not administered any checks yet, you got to be really careful about shoving, just throwing the kitchen sink that early. I just think it's dangerous.
Okay.
And Bach knows what he's doing. As
queen
Chuck is saying,
h3.
Bach, just to be clear, folks, these are 4-game matches, right? 4-game matches. You know, if it's 2-2, it goes to tie breaks. Bach lost the first 2 games. He has not lost since. And we're in a tie break now. He won the first game in the tie break. So if he wins this one, he advances, although he's a piece down on the board. And it seems like Jocelyn's got his act together. He's up 2 minutes on the clock. So seems like he's in control here. Has there been a check thus far? I'm not sure.
Don't think so. No, yeah, there has been. Bach always seems to get 1 check on the move 6 with knight d6. This has been on almost every single one of their games. But other than that, nope. No check so far.
All right, so Bach has 1 check. So he basically punted on a knight early on.
That's queen h3 was because it's just a free check. You gotta play g6 here.
G6 or king d8.
Or
king d8 allows knight e6.
True.
So g6. Yeah.
Even king. King f8, you have knight takes h6 or knight takes e6. I would absolutely just
queen h5 is 2 checks wind, as wind is indicating. That's game over. So you cannot allow it. So I think that's actually the brilliance that Bach strat. Wait. That's clever. That's clever. That's brilliant prophylaxis.
That also works. More space for black, yeah.
Yeah, if you take that, that's 2 checks, and then my king is snug. So that's actually makes sense. But we see Bach's strategy. Bach's strategy has been give 1 check early, even if at the cost of a piece, and then just keep dart around with the queen, and you'll get 2 later.
Absolutely. It's been like Chuck just shared with us that Bach is overpowered at 3 check. He started out losing 2-0, right? And now he's just showing how strong he is in this variant. It is really strong. This is a really good move.
Yeah, so I was thinking rook lift the whole time. Yeah, rook lift, and because you need to get something to the g file, the h file. Although I'm surprised about allowing f4. Although actually, if f4, bishop takes f4, queen takes f4, queen g7 would be 2.
Oh my god, that is insane. Now you're getting my analysis is not even close to yours now. You just needed some time.
All right, knight e5, would you do? I wouldn't. I probably would go bishop e6 and wait, f4, that blunders. Oh, I mean, okay, so he's giving up a pawn to block the file. I'm not sure I agree with that.
That is okay, that's a good move. That is a good move. Oof, check. Oh no. Hold up.
Oh, that's brilliant. You can't take it.
I think Bach's done, yeah.
3.
Oh no, Bach's done. That's brilliant. You couldn't stop it. Absolutely.
The level here is incredible. We have to show an instant replay here. So basically, Jocelyn had 0 checks at this point. Queen f2, double exclam, forces recapture.
Brilliant.
Rook f2, and now it's a forced loss.
Yep.
There's no way you can avoid 2 checks
If
here.
you take the rook with the king, for example, the other rook comes sliding in.
So I think the best move, honestly, because there's still only 1 check for black. I think the best move would have been rook g3. You have to recapture the king and keep the king on a dark square. But even here, then I think this would be the
rook.
move.
Yeah, rook f8. That was my idea. Is that rook f8? I'm not sure how you escape this.
Yeah. So and brilliant. So we're gonna get another extension of this tiebreak. Now they're gonna have 1+2, I think. And we'll have that shortly. Let's tune into the other tiebreaks going on. Yosef won the first game here in the tiebreak, and so now Pakleza needs to win with white to bring this to the 1+2 segment. And let me scroll down as well. Toivo won as well, so Beerdsen is in a must-win as well. So there are a few must-win situations here. There's a must-win here for Pakleza, GM Pakleza, and there's a must-win for Thomas Beerdsen. So they're actually thinking here. So let's go to the Thomas Beerdsen game and see what he has to work with. He is playing with the black pieces, and it's a must-win.
This one seems more active as well. The other one, he already played king h1. There have been no checks. King h1 was played pretty early.
Yeah, it's like it's prophylaxis. It was I'm guessing there was probably a knight on f4 and earlier in the game, and
There
probably
was
prophylaxis against king h1.
There was knight g6.
F5. All right. Would you take en passant? Yes or no? I think my answer would be no, just because I don't want to activate the rook.
Not here. I would absolutely not. But it is forced, so I would not do it. But I would feel really guilty about it. He took. He knows the rule.
I would not have done that. I would not have done that. I would have.
It does open up the.
Yeah, but I would have just played chess. I have more space in this position. I'm dominant in the center. I can try to expand on the queen side and just play chess.
Okay, but e6 is such a weakness. Ooh, okay. Yeah, now the queen comes lying in. Yep.
So queen e8 is probably only move to defend g6. Yeah. And now, how do you continue? Bishop g5. Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a
really
great move.
nice one.
This is normal chess as well.
Based on what we saw in the last game between Jospam and Bach, king h1 also might just be nice prophylaxis against a rook f2 one day.
Yeah, absolutely. Rook f2 also. Again, it's the same type of problem that the c8 bishop hasn't moved. It's really tucked away. So you keeping your king on the light square, just make sure that won't be a problem eventually. You have time to run. So the bishop on f6 is not a threat for him.
All right, so b6, bishop a6 is clearly what the intention was.
Yes.
And Toivo was like, no, thank you. We're not having any of that. So takes on d5.
You're just trying to open up all the light squares around.
Yeah, but really just stopping bishop a6. So now rook e1 will almost certainly be played, and you'll have already some threats of knight takes d5 potentially, or stuff like that.
Yeah.
So rook e1.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe I think it's prophylaxis against f2, because if you played the other rook, you could maybe take and then take on f2 one day.
And then it opens up your king too much, you're right.
Although then the queen.
I do want to second knight to open up the center. Now we can take on d5. That's just normal chess. Not now though. I
would go queen e3 here. It's a little subtle jab at east. Oh, I would not have taken that way, because now you're correcting the pawn structure.
Yeah, you're just helping. But again, that's dangerous still.
Yeah, but why? I mean, the king is still weak, no question. But why correct the pawn structure there? I don't get that.
Because you
knight
need
b5 maybe
less layers between. That pawn structure was not a problem. Yep.
Oh, knight d5 and then rook e7.
Yep. Because you need less layers.
Does white have any checks yet?
No, but after we take the queen away from there,
but that would just be two.
Dun, dun, dun. No, and then you sack for anything.
Bishop a6.
Bishop a6.
No, but now bishop f1. Bishop f1.
Keeping the queen on the.
Oh, I get it. If rook takes f7, if king takes, there's knight g5, so you'd have to take with the rook, but then that also would lose.
What do you do now?
Rook f7, I think, wins.
Rook f7, bishop takes g2.
King takes g2. And now queen G6, you're gonna get
Queen,
rook
and he's gonna get
G7.
pinned.
You
He
can
gets
block.
pinned.
King
There's
t
no
oh
other
my
check.
King takes G2 was a mistake. I think King G1 was stronger.
Yeah, that's the thing. You couldn't open up your king. That was my problem because you get pinned after.
But wait, no, even then there would have been discovered checks with the rook and the bishop.
That's true.
This is way too complicated. But wait, why do you sack the queen? You can't guarantee a check now.
We're getting information here, secret information. What was that? Did you hear that?
All right, so we're going to tune into that in just a moment. These folks are down to seconds.
2 checks. He only needs 1 more and game. Oh my God.
You know what that means, right? We're going to get another, the tiebreak gets extended here to 1+2 as well. These folks are, by the way, folks are playing for money here, just FYI.
A lot of money.
There's a real cash money on the line, and we'll break down those prizes perhaps towards the end of a round. But that is why the hustle is so real, and this match is tied up. Unbelievable. All right,
Yeah,
we're
the
shift
prize
to
fund's like almost 4K, I think.
Yeah, it's insane. We're showing some love to variants on chess.com, and we hope you appreciate it because it's a meritocracy here. Anyone could have qualified to get to this point. So
yeah,
just had to show your skills. So, all right. So are there no tiebreak matches are done? Vasilios has been waiting for his next opponent for like 15 minutes by now. Every other match is in the balance, and here we have the first 1+2, so 1 minute 2 second increment going on. Jospum and Bach. Bach is not a piece down as in typical fashion, but I think he's angling for knight f3 check. Maybe King H1 is the move. Maybe people should start going King H1.
King H1 just easy. Just do King H1 because it saves you so much trouble.
But you know something about this closed structure, Louisa? You cannot, it's hard for black to really break through. So even one check is just that. And then all the black pieces are on the last few ranks. I don't think it's very easy to administer other checks.
Absolutely, Kassa. And I think also that it seems you never want to be defending in 3 checks. Sometimes when you're black in normal chess, you go like, yeah, I'll just hold for a draw. In 3 checks, no, you gotta always be on the attack. So the less space you have, the less attack opportunities. It's not looking good.
I think e takes f5 is really clever because if knight takes d5, you do sort of start to open up black's pieces, the bishop, the queen. So I actually don't think white wants to take on d5.
I might have played knight f3 here.
e6,
Ooh,
genius.
That is okay. Knight f3 here. Screw it. Knight f3, do it.
Well, the point is that a queen takes f3. If this queen gets into g6, it's a wrap.
Yep.
I think you might see a sack on f5 at some point.
Oh,
That's a brilliant maneuver. Knight e2, knight e4.
Yes.
Hitting g6. Excellent
Knight
stuff.
g6 now. Not now, maybe take on oh, he did. Okay.
I do not like allowing rook takes c2. I would have gone rook f2 and
no, now you oh, can you stop? Oh wow, what a move. He only needs 1 more check. He either has it with the knight or with the queen. That's game. Well, wait, he needs 2 more checks. Oh, it's okay, 2. Yeah. Be good. That's game.
Can we breathe? Can we breathe? I mean, these games are going so good. So Jospin won the first game of the 1+2. Bach's now in the must-win situation. What happens if they're tied after the 1+2? I need to reread the regulations. They repeat the previous format until there's a decisive result. So
I think so, yeah.
My goodness. This might be going a while. All right, so Yosef actually he actually won the tiebreak. So Yosef actually won both games. We didn't get a chance to look at the second one, but he actually won both games in the
wow. So it's
tiebreak.
I am knocking out a GM.
Yep. So Pakleza is going home. And now I'm going to shift over to Beerdsen versus Toivo, because Beerdsen is Tom is actually in the driver's seat now. It's Toivo that needs the win, and he has the black pieces here. So let's see what he can do to try and upset the apple cart. So if this was normal chess, I would say white is better because white has the bishop pair, excellent dark squares. I'm a bit puzzled why knight takes c3 was just allowed. I don't
Yeah,
understand that. I would have gone for
that
F.
in normal chess is already bad, but knight takes c3.
But you know something, again,
He does good.
knight being two diagonals away from a king, you cannot check a king for 3 moves if it's 2 diagonals away. That's a nice little bit of geometry for the folks at home. So maybe he just wasn't worried about the knight being there.
Maybe, and maybe he also didn't want to open up the queen for e6, the bishop for f5. Those are the king is still on a light square, so you want to be careful too. Oh,
Wow,
and he gives
giving
up
up
the
that
light square
bishop.
bishop.
All right, but
That's
trying to
cool.
get some attack here. Okay, I can
Oh,
respect
okay,
that.
yeah.
Still, my
Bishop
chess
F6.
instincts kick in. I would go king d2 here. Or no, not king d2. That allows e3.
No, king e2.
Where do I go rook c1. I just don't want to allow rook b1 check. That's like untimely. So I actually think rook
Oh, he allowed
c1
it.
would make
Rook
sense.
b1 check takes.
No, not right
Okay.
away. Just at some moment where black has more checks.
Right. But the thing is that we get into that mindset of one check won't kill me, and then when you see you lose. It's a famous last word. One check is okay, right? And then you lost. So the most amount of checks you just gotta assume that your opponent will be sacking everything. That's a great move. That defends the check and threatens another one. Ooh, this queen is wreaking havoc.
I would trade queens if I'm white
Trade
here.
it, easy
Because this
trade it.
bishop can never touch me. It's only the rook now. I think white has a clear advantage. And c4 here is very strong. Yeah, it's played.
Yep.
Because this rook now gets extremely c5. C5.
A4. I would have played A4, just going like all the
C5 is a protected passer. I would have gone c5. If, again, this bishop can never touch me now.
That's true. The rook can.
What are opposite colored bishop endgames like in this variant?
I don't know. I told you.
Are you going to have a draw?
Rare.
It would be hilarious if we have a draw. I don't. Wait, why would you allow e3 check?
That is a free check. You never do that.
How dare you?
How dare you?
And he allowed b4 check. What is going on?
Those are free checks. They don't even have
And you
that.
can't take the pawn because bishop 8. I mean, I guess you could sack your bishop. You don't have, but
Ooh, that's another free check.
all right. So white is winning in chess terms. It's just about the checks.
Yeah, the thing is that with pieces like bishops, with rooks and knights in endgame, it's trickier. But with pieces like bishops, if you keep your king on the opposite color,
Bring the king to b6.
it's normal chess. It's normal chess. You just got to promote and try to get a queen to actually win the game.
Bring the king to b6
Yep.
or to c5. What are you doing? All right. This actually might be a draw.
This is a draw, I think.
Yeah, because in normal chess it would.
He has a free check though. He had a free check here. Here he had when instead of
king c7. Why would you move away from the square? Now white has chances again. King d6.
That's
no, first
no,
bishop f6 first, and then king d6, and
bishop
the
f6.
king can come over.
2 moves ago, bishop f6 was a free check.
Wow.
It always helps. Are they gonna draw? Why would you allow what? C7. This is insane.
Well, the thing is, actually, if Beerdsen draws, he wins the match.
Oh, okay.
So he can actually just dart on the bishop e3, bishop f4. Just force a draw here. You can literally pre-move bishop e3, bishop f4, bishop e3, bishop f4, and there's nothing.
Chat saying, is this draw in the room with us right now?
I think we have some artists here.
Yep.
Again, why would you allow e5 check? What are you doing?
There are so many free checks that are being ignored. I'm so stressed.
Well, I think Thomas is trying to win.
They're just trying to play normal chess. That's the thing.
It's just not needed.
Okay, there's already 2 checks for white, I think.
I don't understand. This is so unnecessary.
Take.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Okay. 2 checks.
Put your king on g3 and literally chill with the bishop. There's no.
This game is so stressful.
This is what I call not trying to win the match. Like this is what I call it is, honestly, what I call it is playing with your food. Bring the king to g3 and just literally pre-move back and forth with the bishop.
Yeah, now what? Yeah, now white is just
okay.
3 checks.
Right. So I'm gonna, deserves a golf clap, but
this was so stressful. There's so many free checks missed. So many,
So Beerdsen won. So now, and oh my gosh, did we miss?
You did remove that, yeah.
we actually missed the 1+2 of Benjamin Bach.
Well, it's 1+2. It's
because and Bach and Jocelyn, because Jocelyn actually won both games. So
ooh.
we have our field now, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, producers. But I believe we have our field. We have
Toivo Thomas.
oh, excuse me. Okay, so that
the last
wasn't
game. Yes.
okay. So we all right. So this is the very last one. Thank you. And here we are. We have the same line we had before. This is what you called the Nimzo variation or something,
It
right?
is a Nimzo.
I do not, but
It's a Nimzo decline. The bot's calling it.
This is
click on moves, you'll see it.
I'm just gonna call BS. This is like
click on opening or
too
moves,
much.
you see it. Okay, he plays King H8 again. I love this little king shuffle move in 3 checks. It helps you so much in the long run. What was that? Why would you give up that bishop? Okay, they're trading to another endgame. What's going on?
I'm perplexed. I'm perplexed. I feel like you don't repeat lines that didn't go well the first time. And actually, I stand corrected. Beerdsen actually won the game the last time.
Yeah, he won the game. Yeah,
okay,
you wouldn't allow it as Toivo to, just
So again,
we have a free check here.
If this was normal chess, you would prefer white because of the
absolutely
space. Even the double pawns on the c file, the white space is still dominant.
Absolutely would prefer white. The pieces are way more active. You have more space. Absolutely. This
is stressful. I'm gonna just take a step back for a second. Like
it is stressful.
It's a little stressful, and I'm not even playing.
That end game took like 5 years of my life.
Seriously.
And they're going to another, like they're trade happy for that end game. Okay, now can you sack here? No. Oh, that is not a good move. You can sack now.
How?
Just knight f7 check.
So that one check would have been worth it.
Yes, piece is worth a check. Do it. YOLO.
I can't get over that. It's like Bughouse. Bughouse makes more sense. Bughouse makes more sense though to me.
Bughouse is great, but it is very stressful because I want to kill the other person.
All right. So have either side given a check yet?
No check so far.
Okay, so we have a chess game with no check so far, and it's
that is
progressing.
Okay.
Okay.
How'd you play here?
H5. I love that move. Introducing knight H4 ideas. Although black is still better, I would say.
It's a good move.
F4. 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 And then
F4 and you're done. Why would you not play F4?
Knight H4 is excellent. Again, 2 diagonals away, no checks. And there's some checks here.
Now you have some queen takes H6 ideas. If the knight ever moves, he moves you can sack. Yes.
All right, that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. Let's go.
Oh, what a move. And queen D4 check was beautiful.
And it's tied again. It's tied again. So remind us now, do we go Aisling, do we go 1 minute plus 2 second increment, or does it go back to 3 minute 2 second increment for the 2-game mini match? That's what I'm not sure. We'll find out momentarily whether we're going back to the start of the tiebreak
was so beautiful. I love it.
That was all right, we got to get an instant replay here. All right, so first of all, bishop
that was first made in 3 check.
Hold on here. So first of all, recognizing the pressure on the e file, blocking that with the bishop, but not retaking. All right. So we're gonna get the 1 minute game. Thanks for that shout. We needed that. So we're gonna get the 1 minute game in a second. I just want to show us this replay. Not recapturing the bishop. Knight H4, threatening a check. King G8, thinking they're getting out of it. Boom. 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 That's art.
We gotta go to this new game because Toivo just allowed Thomas just allowed basically a free check.
So wait, there's been a check has already been used?
Yes.
Well, I gotta go back then.
Yeah, you gotta go back. He allowed a free check with a bishop and knight straight.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, you never do that.
Yeah, probably should have probably played like bishop d2 or a3 before bishop b4.
Yeah, you always
So,
need at least 2 pieces between a long range piece and your and
so,
your
to,
king.
so
An
Toivo,
absolute pin is not something you want because it is a sack opportunity. And
so
this is not,
Toivo's up a check basically.
yeah. This
And
is Alaka in theory, but not in 3-check.
right, right. All right, so folks in the chat, who do we have advancing from this mini match? Do you think you have, because now it's kind of reset. Do you have Toivo or Thomas?
Well, I personally think Toivo is gonna do it. Because I always root for the underdog. Underdogs. But again, he's been showing some insanely good chess. And again, that move, King H8. Just a little bit of protection because he wanted to play f6, and that was a check.
I like white. I like Black's king. I think Black's king is very snug right now.
Oof. Yeah, again, it's that little shuffle to the h5 that helps out so much.
Right.
Oh, that's a good move. H5.
H6.
A lot of h6 here. Yes. Ooh, what?
I like that, restricting the knight from coming over, although now it takes another
Yeah.
rook to c3.
Knight c3 just really annoying. Although,
The g file might be, I'm not sure if it's actually to white's advantage.
wait, can it take on h6?
Yeah, no, but then rook g8, I'm not sure if this is to, because
Yeah,
white
you
needs,
need
white can't get 3 checks off of that. They can get 2, but not 3. And I feel this g file might actually be to black's advantage here.
yeah, black only needs 2 checks again, so you already have one in the opening, you're right.
Yeah. Also,
Again,
there's some knight c3. Yeah, rook g8. I actually think white is in trouble now.
King h1 is such a good move. King h8, King h1. White is in trouble. It's been in trouble. It's been in trouble since the beginning because of that free check. You don't get free check.
Wait, hold on. Shout out to the chat here. Toivo's name actually means hope. That's wild.
Oh, really? That is funny.
I do not know any Finnish.
Believers
That
only.
is wild.
That's a weird move.
Trying to trade away the active knight. You trade passive pieces for active pieces. That is.
No, it's like we're moving 3 checks because it's like the other side of the board.
All
It
right,
absolutely makes sense in normal chess, of course, but oh, that's a great one. He's opening up that yes to double down on e5. Now it's okay.
Rook
Okay.
f2, additional prophylaxis. h4, h3 coming. You're going to have to play g3 when it
Black
hits.
only needs 2 checks. This is really Kassa is also finished. Oh, no, en passant. Ooh, and now what?
I don't think you could. Well, you can't. Well, then there's a check threat. Shoot. It's
Black
over.
only needs 2
It's
checks.
over.
It's over.
It's over. It's over.
So I did it. I called
Wait,
it.
no, you can give 2 here. Check.
Check. So I did it. But I think he had an option here.
So do we play 2 games here, or is it just 1 game? And is it just the first to the next decisive result, or is it? Oh no, it's not. There's going to be another.
No, I think there's always 3 games. The colors reverse every time, and
All right, yeah. All right, so here we go.
yeah.
All right. So we're gonna this rodeo could go a long time. I don't know if you follow tennis, but it reminds me of what is it? What's the I think it's Wimbledon, where basically there was the longest match ever was this American guy, I think Isner, where his
cricket
serve,
is worse. Yeah.
his serve, no, but Louisa, his serve was like 150 miles per hour, something like that.
That's
But he
insane.
couldn't defend a serve either. So it just kept going and going and going and going. And we'll see who's able to hold serve at some point.
That is insane. I don't really follow tennis, but that's funny. I've heard of infinite cricket games, but
all right. So what's going on here? Have there been any checks? I feel like I have to recap again.
no checks. This is an insane counter attack.
This is not, see, the thing is, this is, it's definitely not a sight for sore eyes. As a chess player, I'm looking at these positions being like, oh my god, like my eyes.
yeah, but oh no, yeah, you just allow that. Okay.
I feel like white is just winning here. Like, to be honest,
Winning in chess and winning in three check.
I guess you could try to take with the rook and then do queen g2, rook g4, rook g6, but it's not enough time.
He's
because
not taking.
queen
He's
d8.
ignoring that pawn for so long. He already took like 2 pieces.
It's because there was queen d8. There was development issue.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was
yeah.
a chess issue.
But he shouldn't take him with the rook. Now you're right.
No, you couldn't do it.
Oh no, you couldn't do it. That's the.
If rook, I'll show rook. If rook takes
Oh,
f6,
that's a free
queen
check.
d8 was a problem.
That was a free check. F7. Now he wants to trade. Is that a move?
So interesting too. If this rook was on f6, it would have been close to winning for black, maybe. Or
Oh,
sorry,
yeah,
if it was on
absolutely.
f5, no, that wouldn't have worked either. Because if the rook was on f4, queen g2 would have been a winning move.
Can't you play kick? Yeah, true. Couldn't you play rook f5 here when they? Because I don't want to trade queens.
I think it might be tried, but I think queen g3 will be a nice buffer there. You can huddle around your your king. There's no checks, and the bishop covers g5.
F7 was so free though. Why would you allow that? Ooh, okay.
Sorry, I'm a bit behind. Sorry.
You go to moves? No, I think you're in the. Yeah, you're.
For some reason, the board, because I edited the board earlier, it's not catching up. So I'm gonna
Yeah, if
click
you go
away
to the
and then
moves
go
tab.
into it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, there you go. Oof. One check for white so far, and still a complicated position. They traded off, even though white does have an extra piece.
I mean, if you go to endgame up a piece, I mean, there's nothing to
Oh,
talk
hold
about.
up. You have a free. You can even play knight f6 here. That's what I would play. Knight f6.
I mean, if you just dominate the knight, you're just gonna win. You just play normal chess now. H3, cover the knights.
Yeah, although with
Yeah.
black's king on a light square, your bishop's kind of useless, so you don't want to sack the knight.
No, but there's no Louisa. If you're up a piece, there's no need. You just play chess. It's like there's no your king can't be touched.
I refuse to play chess when I'm playing three check. I refuse to. I will get my checks.
By the way, this knight is gonna come to f4. King h2.
Oh.
King h2.
Oh,
Two
king H2.
diagonals away. There's no checks for 3 moves. Ugh.
Okay, he's not gonna sack his only piece though.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if let's say black had 2 checks, just put your king 2
They're
diagonals
going for a
away.
draw. They're going for a draw.
Wow, Toivo's like, I was up in the match.
And Toivo win? No, it's 1 point. He needs 1.5, right?
No, but he won the first game. He won game 9. So Toivo is advancing over Thomas Beerdsen. Another IM over GM upset over here.
That is insane. We've seen so many.
I think we have our field now for the semis. So
absolutely.
Who advanced? Kasioumis, the Greek player, advanced. He beat Grandmaster Bortnyk. The FM beat the GM. Then we had Jospim beat Bach in our super heavyweight GM matchup. And then we had I am Yoseph Taher beat Pakleza. And then last but not least, we had Beerdsen, and we have it on the screen now. We had Toivo beat Beerdsen. So we actually saw 3 grandmasters go home
out of 5.
Well, wait, how many did we have?
Yeah, we started with 5.
We started with 5, and
then there were 3. Then there were now there are 2.
Let me just double check that.
Yeah, now it's only Bach and close.
It's who is it? It's no Jospim advanced.
Oh yeah, sorry, Jospim. Sorry, Bach's down again.
So it's Jospim and who else?
Well, Bortnyk lost.
So I think we only have 1 left.
Oh wow!
So we started with 5 and we have 1.
All of the GMs getting knocked out. That is insane.
All right. Well, incredible stuff. We're about to go to break and give a little 5-minute break, I believe, before the semis. But before we do so, we actually just wanted to give a shout to the Variants community series generally, because we would love for viewers to get familiar and be more involved. So maybe we can throw up that graphic there and on the scene and let people know what the next one is. Thank you so much. We have Crazy House next. So it will begin and next year. Again, these cycles are basically 2-month cycles, usually about 8-week cycles, where there's 6 arenas. And then there are 2 streamer specific qualification spots as well. So if you want to, qualify and get into the money prizes, again, I think first prize today, I believe is $1,000 if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, I believe so.
And again, there's prizes. Everyone that made it to the quarters is winning money, but 1,000 for first. Throw your hat in the ring. Join the Crazy House arena, and we're this show's gonna keep rolling. So
Yeah.
anyway, just to recap briefly before you go to break, Louisa, what was the biggest surprise for you?
Biggest surprise for me was Bortnyk, to be honest. Bortnyk losing so early in the match. So, because he's a big name and losing to an FM, I believe, right? It just
Yeah.
shows how insane that variants are, because that, your titles and your elo number just doesn't matter that much. Doesn't matter if you're Bortnyk, you still can get knocked out. So
So
that
it's
was
basically chess, but not really. Like, right? Like it's like chess
okay.
with their
It's
but
yeah.
kind of.
It's the
So
same rules, but the one rule that they changed is a big one.
it's like chess, but make it variant. So
But make it variants, yes, absolutely.
anyways, we'll be back with you and after a short break. So stay tuned. See
Yeah,
ya.
be right back, guys.
Welcome back to the Variant Community Series 3-check championship. We are in the semifinals now. My name is Kassa. I'm joined here by Louisa, and yeah, we've had incredible games thus far, right?
Yeah, we had some really crazy upsets, some amazing tactics, some really, weird end games, not gonna lie, that took 5 years out of my life at least. But it's been fun. So let's see the fun continue. We have
Yeah, so we have Yoseph IM who won in a a knock in a tiebreak playing Jospim affectionately
Did
known as
awesome.
I was gonna say Jospim because I was gonna say Jose, and then I was like, but Jospim basically, who's just been a mainstay on chess.com for years, crushing it in Title Tuesdays and all manner of events. And so their matchup against each other. And then in the other semifinal, we have Toivo, who also won in a tiebreak against Vasilios, who's really probably the surprise of the event so far because he knocked out Bortnyk in 3 games.
In 3 games, and FM knocking out a GM in 3 games. That shows how crazy 3 checks is.
Yeah. So, all right. So this game's a little bit further along in between Vasilios and Toivo. We see Vasilios again up on the clock, kind of comfortable, and up a piece on the board, but that
No
doesn't tell
checks
the
though.
whole story. So, have there been any checks thus far?
Nope, no checks.
All right. So then I guess you got to favor white.
Is this a Nimzo?
No, it's not.
It says
Although
Nimzo.
I can't with these naming conventions. What I can say though is I love this move, knight d1. The knight was actually kind of restricted here by black's pawns, and I think here you actually can
You
maybe
really don't want
capture.
to also recapture with the F pawn because that opens up your king way too much.
Although
So
it also is a pin, so I actually am not so sure it's the worst idea in the world. I just think the general point too is you can play c3 and challenge the bishop and trade it on your terms without opening up the e file.
absolutely. We were thinking normal chess again. Oh, yeah, C3, you're right.
See,
Goes
if
back.
it's normal chess, I have a chance.
Okay,
I have a
okay.
chance. And now knight comes to e3. Yeah, so this is what I was
Yes.
thinking. Basically, Vasilios is trying to get this closer to endgame territory because, as we've seen, if you're a piece up with the in the clean endgame with queens off the board and so on, there aren't any checks.
It depends on the piece though. If it's a rook or a knight, you got to be careful. But if it's a bishop, you just keep your king on the opposite color square and you're good.
I'll amend it slightly to say if there are no heavy pieces, rooks or
Yeah.
queens, I think in the end games you're fine because with the bishop we know you just stay on the opposite color square, and if it's a knight, 2 diagonals away.
2 diagonals away. Yes, you can just calculate that. But it's harder to calculate with less time also. But yeah, you can absolutely keep safe if it's not a heavy piece. Now, if
So
it's a queen end game, it's almost certainly going to end in 3 seconds. We're not going to have like a long or a rook end game like we saw with, was it Bach? Was
yeah,
it Bach and Jospin? Yeah.
no, that was Toivo and Beerdsen, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. And it was just like over in 2 seconds.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna
that's
I'm gonna go out on the limb here and say white is completely winning. I do not see white being able to administer 3 checks. I think that this queen on h6 is going to have to be traded for the queen on f6 at some point. The
I
rooks
do love
don't
the
have
battery
open
though.
file. I think this is just winning for white, to be honest. I'm going to go rook e2 or rook e4. I'm going to double rooks. I'm going to take on d4. Black has permanent back rank problems as long as the queen stays in h6. Anyway,
Absolutely.
let's shift gears just because there are 2 games going on. And we have Jospim playing Yosef.
Joseph is a check up already. The IM again coming through.
Although Jospim has the time and he has some ideas of his own. So rook f3, I
Oh, a
think
lot of time.
defends knight g3 check and some funny business with queen h6. That was actually really a winning threat, actually. It would have been 3 checks on the spot.
Yep.
Oh, bishop c6 is
Oh,
super strong.
and knight. That is a great idea. That was the only move.
This is over. Bishop
Ooh,
takes
that's so
c3.
over.
Oh, not yet. I was gonna
No,
say
wait,
knight
queen.
g3, but you could take with a rook.
No, queen g3, and then knight h4.
Wait, queen g3 right away, sacking the queen?
Queen g3, knight h4. You have a bishop, you have a rook, you're done. You don't need much. GG's.
All right, so I'm always surprised if anyone resigns in this time control in this format, but we do have a resignation. It's because white had chronic back rank problems and was down a lot of material.
Yeah.
Jospim really dominant so far. Let's shift gears back to Toivo and Vasilios, and the game has opened up a little bit. Again, that's going to favor the extra piece. I'd bring the bishop back to e4, rook f3 or rook h3 is in the agenda.
I don't think there have been any checks so far. Again, second game that we see, which is really weird.
Rook f3, rook f3.
Rook f3. Oh my god, no, you're done now. Yeah, GG's. And resign.
These are so respectful resignations. Again,
Really
I'm not a fan of people that play till checkmate, but in this format, I'm a little surprised.
Okay, I have to add that you are and I am. So I play till checkmate because I am horrible at chess, but my opponent is also horrible at chess. We're both horrible together. So if I just lost my queen in one move, so can my opponent, you know.
But Louisa, I'm arguing for playing on in these positions. I'm saying I don't think they should be resigning here.
Yeah. Just because you said you're not a fan of people who play till checkmate. I was like, hey,
okay.
Let me explain myself.
Okay, all right. But anyway, white at Jocelyn here. I think white has the advantage based upon the space. You see it advancing pawns here.
Once again,
very annoying.
Once again, a space problem for black, like you said, and also.
Bishop h3
is just so tricky.
No, bishop h3 doesn't win the queen because there's rook takes h5 and rook takes h1 counter sacrifice.
Yes.
So white's just gonna castle.
You think black's gonna castle? Black's gonna castle long.
So is white, except you can't allow queen a2, so you might start. Wait, allowing queen a2? I just start with b3 first. Why would you allow queen a2?
Wait. Does he have? No, he doesn't have anything. He's just
he missed queen a2. If you just start with b3, you wouldn't have had these problems.
And then he actually missed it. Oh my god.
Yeah, Jospa missed that, and now he's in a world of trouble. This king is high stepping.
Wow, this king he's in a world of trouble in normal chess. In 3-check, he's dead man walking. If you go to e3.
No.
Sorry, e1. Sorry, e1.
E1 maybe.
That's a good move. That is a good move. I was thinking about this. Cannot take the king, you're dead. I also thought after
why not? Why can't you take with the king?
Because you're just dead.
There are no checks. I mean, queen d6 is the only one. I think the king, you connect your rooks. It's actually quite safe to take with the king.
You think so?
Yeah. And this knight actually.
I'm worried also about rook g1, rook takes g7.
I mean, black gets to move too.
That is fair.
And even then, you didn't check me. You got 3 moves and you still didn't check
me. Okay. You can take the king. But what don't you want to castle though?
I think you could castle by hand, like king e7 and then like rook e8, king d8 or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I like your plan.
But yeah, I mean, that's a huge miss. Allowing queen a2 was a huge miss and definitely not intentional. So Yosef is definitely trying to figure things out here. We'll come back shortly.
Yeah, with the position like that with the queen on b2, you want to see if you have any, forced mates in the in 3-check territory.
All right, so in this one, Vasilios is up. I mean, again, the star of the tournament so far. And he has another very interesting position. It seems like a lot of people are fianchettoing their queen's bishop at Owen defense style. A lot of b6, bishop b7 going on. I instinctually like white.
And a lot of king h1s. Well,
yeah, we've seen this theme already of this d5 sacrifice or this pawn break, and Vasilios just gave a piece. I don't know why e takes d5 wasn't on, just taking that pawn wasn't a thing. He says, I'm actually going to give up a piece instead. Do you think it's like, so in Bughouse, a pawn and a bishop, I would say, they're not, I would say the difference in strength between a pawn and bishop is not as bad as it is in chess. Absolutely. Do you think it's the same in 3-check?
I do think so. And I also think that maybe. No, not at all. Because you cannot place the pawn whenever you want, That's the difference. You're not.
Yeah.
But also, I just think that pawns, they're just like, it would have opened up so much of his king on the diagonal. This is something that in the opening, people really are careful about, opening up the diagonals to your king before you castle. So maybe that's why he allowed the piece to be taken. I'm not sure whether it's a good idea.
I think it's a debate, so I'm not sure either. But I think you can have an argument both ways. I would land on the side of keep the piece.
Yeah, then we just gave up a pawn for no reason.
Yeah, he's
with it.
trying to justify with this attack, but there's no attack here.
There's absolutely nothing. Yeah.
After h4, though, I probably would go bishop f4 because I don't want to have an open line. Yeah,
Oh,
so
see, we have a professional
h3,
here
I'm
in
going to
this
go
chat.
g3. Keep files closed.
We have a professional in the chat saying that in Bughouse, pawn equals 1 point, bishop, rook, and knight equals 2 points, and queen equals 4. And I've
Okay,
heard here
so
that.
it's funny. I didn't have that kind of rubric for myself, but it makes sense. It makes sense. That's what I was gonna say. It makes sense. Pawns and bishops seem closer in value. I
Yeah.
almost disagree with the knight being 2. I would say it's maybe like 2.5, but maybe we're just grasping it's semantics here. We're grasping for straws. Kleinbeer says black is so lost from the starting position that you sometimes need to give pieces to survive. Are we talking about Bughouse or 3-check here?
Maybe 3-check because, as I said, white has such an advantage just by being the first one to move. It's so much bigger than in normal chess because you need that. It's not. What is it? What's the it's not incentive, the initiative. You need the initiative, you need to be attacking, you don't ever want to be defending in 3-checks because he meant 3-checks. See?
So it's funny because I haven't seen any games thus far where it's been overwhelmingly one-sided. So maybe just the meta game is just not as well understood for humans yet, where it's still competitive. But yeah, like it's interesting because I actually think that, black has had fair share of chances in these games. It hasn't felt like
Yeah,
the
but white has won
openings.
most of them, so
Yeah, but it hasn't felt
what's
like
going on?
one-way traffic, Like I would argue that like if it was one-way traffic, there'd probably be a best first move and a best
Right.
second move and a best third move. But oh, shout out to Kleinbeer, by the way. I was not 100% sure this was someone that was in the matches, but okay, now I'm seeing from chat that he was. Tough early exit, but I'm glad that you're tuning in here, and maybe you could lend some more of your expertise here in the chat sometimes, because honestly, I'm a bit green to 3-check myself. But it's just the level that we've seen today is pretty cool. So
Yeah, the down position is absolutely strong, and so strong that we saw like most of our GMs being knocked out so early. Everyone was surprised, but everyone played really, really well. They're tied in checks now.
yeah, and this is Queen C8 is a dangerous threat.
You see, it is insane. Yeah,
I guess Queen D8
even in
Queen
normal
D8
chess.
is Queen Queen
King
C1,
C1.
but it's not going to solve
King
much.
C is mate. Yeah,
All right, so
that is not quick enough. Yeah.
all right, so just a ledger at home. So we have
Yes.
1-1 here in Vasilios versus Toivo, and we have 2-0 in Jospum versus Taher. So we're gonna go straight to Jospum match because if Jospum wins this one, he's in the finals. So
And also, congrats also to Thomas on the new GM title.
yeah, and yeah, for sure. All right, right now this is scary hours. There is a dangerous,
2
menacing look on
checks
the G
already
file.
on Joseph.
Jocelyn has
No, no,
Jocelyn has
yeah.
administered 2 checks, or
No, he has taken 2 checks.
okay, because I
Yeah,
was going to
Yosef
say Rook
has.
G2 would win. So I would say something like Queen D5 here makes sense to me. You look at the G2 square. There's potential sacks and mates. I'm a little surprised by Bishop D6 because why would you allow Rook D1?
Yeah, I would
Oh,
just
no. That was slick. Bishop D6. If takes, it's over. Rook G2, King G2,
Rook
Queen D8.
G2. Oh my God.
That was slick. These
What a
players are
flush.
slick.
Oh, that is. Oosh. What do you do here?
So
Take
F4,
the bishop?
you cannot move this. I do not think you can open up this bishop along the G file. So it's just blocking the G file at all costs right now.
Again, a move like
King
King
H1,
H1 would have
King
taken.
H1, I think is needed actually.
Yeah, King H1 right now is
Maybe HG3, same thing. You just block. There's still no
no
checks.
HG3. There's I don't know. The queen's coming. I don't.
Knight F7 is
Oh, there's a
brilliant.
free check.
King B8 is the only move, I think.
Okay.
You can't, or King B8, you cannot allow Knight D6.
Once
Whether by
again,
capture or
White
check.
just needs one more check, and that's what that's what White's threatening with Knight F7.
You have or King C7. I don't like putting the king 2 diagonals away. Or it would have been. I would have preferred 2 diagonals away from the knight with King B8. But okay.
Takes on F2.
Yeah, this is White's game. Rook F3.
Oof, how do you stop it? Yeah, GG's.
I am also, I can't get over these resignations. Like,
I love it. I love
I
it.
just giving people a lot of credit in a variant with low time. I feel like it's remarkable.
They have a point though. It's basically forced mate sometimes. When you play this game so much, three checks, you kind of see forced mate when it's not really forced mate in normal chess, but it is in three checks.
So wait, hold on. All right, just for folks at home, I need to have some clarification here because Louise has now done it more than once. If you have, are we calling three checks in three checks?
It is mate.
A checkmate in this variant, or do we
It's
call it?
and I'm only doing this because I was watching before this. I was watching Fabi play it, and I was watching MVL play it against Danny, and they were all calling it mate. And then I got into my head like, okay, it's mate.
They
and
call it. I'm just not a fan of calling something mate that isn't mate. But
it's
whatever,
mate. It
whatever,
ends the game.
Whatever. All right. Anyways, here we are. This is game 3 of the Vasilios Toivo match. We have Greek gift vibes on the king side here with the knight on g5, and yeah, it's not taken because there's some danger. I think white is really threatening e5 now, so I think black would probably do well to take on e4. That's my chess and 3-check perspective.
Taken on e4 is basically forced here, to be honest, and I don't want to say forced because it's not really forced, but not only it opens up your bishop, but it also stops any shenanigans because white has a lot of shenanigans. That horse is all still
so
still
we see
hanging.
it, and I think you'll probably see knight takes e4 now. One thing I do want to point out is this pawn f4 is in the way of a tremendous dark square bishop. You can honestly see f5 coming as a pawn sacrifice just to open up that bishop. 2 bishops pointing towards the king, queen also getting on the act. It might be scary hours for Toivo, but we're a little bit away from that. I'm going to shift very quickly back to the Jospim game because Jospim still only needs one more win to advance. And what do you know? We have Greek gift vibes in this one as well.
And taken, to be honest. Wow, look at that. Knight takes h7. What a move. He doesn't take back because that the b5 bishop would have gone back. That was a free check. The queen would have gone back. That was a loss. But there have been no checks yet. But this king's so open.
Yeah, I think white is definitely better here. And I think the immediate concern that I have is like just knight g5. Although I guess it'd be responded to with knight h6. I just feel like as soon as black's pieces start retreating in this way, and then again, my chess understanding tells me I have the 2 bishops. I could connect my rooks first by castling whichever side I want to go to.
Okay. That is a both long castle, to be honest.
Why? There are no pieces here to harass me, and I have 2 bishops. I have rooks connected. I'm about to hit you hard on the.
I don't know, man. That horsey on e5 is scaring me sometimes. No, not with f5, probably to stop any bishop going back shenanigans. I'm not sure. I would play maybe
f4, knight g4,
F4?
queen g6, and I'm already threatening mate.
Okay, this is normal chess.
Ooh, yeah, but my point is that I'm jumping on you. My rooks are connected. I have all these pieces active.
Absolutely.
Yoseph is going down unless he mixes it up in a massive
Also, you still have a nice.
Whoa.
Nice. See, this is what I'm here to look.
You're like, forget the normal chess. Open some lines.
That's the thing. Open some lines. Open up that king. Oh wow, what a move.
All right, so this 95 though, the other reason I would have pushed it away is it's really holding together the black position. It's stopping the rook lift. It's stopping the bishop coming to c4, which would have been nice. This knight is the only reason it's not immediate resigns.
Bishop c4, yes. Bishop c4 would have been nice before that trade. Right now, it's not a problem at all. But also, notice how Jospim's king is absolutely saved on your right, not only because of the lack of pieces, but also because of the bishop. We keep saying it. If your opponent only has light square bishop in 3 checks, keep your king on a dark square. You can do not. Well, you don't have to worry about it for the rest of the game. Okay, so that's a
bishop
move.
f7 is really, really savvy prophylaxis. There's no square on the G file that you could go to without the queen being captured. So I think that's actually really, really smart. And again, to get to the semis, you have to be pretty savvy. This is a easily the best move in the position now that I'm looking at it. So
So
I'm
now,
very impressed.
now what? Either go queen g5,
I don't
queen
think you, I mean, you could do that and go for the end
h3.
game. That would be what I would do because I have two bishops. I have a king that's very snug. I think Jocelyn has shown more aggressive intentions throughout, and he might go queen h3. I think objectively, queen g5 is the best move.
Queen g5. Yeah, okay. You're just hope, but I didn't see that. Hope chessing for a trade to save the
No,
bishop.
but it's not hope chess. You'd have to trade because I'm threatening mate. You would have to trade the queens.
Normal chess.
No, but I'm threatening mate in one. You'd have to. You'd have to
Oh,
cooperate.
but no, wait. Queen g5 would have been better because it's a free check with the trade. It's a free
Oh,
check with the
but
trade.
wait, but black only had no checks so far. Although you would have
No,
gotten
you
two.
don't want to give it a free check ever. You're gonna lose.
You know, that's
One check
actually a
never
fair
kills you.
point because
Yeah.
actually queen g5, there would have been one check there, and then you could even throw in knight d3 as two check.
90s, exactly.
But I still would argue that the rooks have no open files. The king stays on a dark square. It would have been extremely challenging to
You
administer.
do not want to give up two checks and with oh wow.
We
Bishop
digress.
a2 is a move. I love it, but there's
Opening up a pressure on the queen here. It's a very, very creative defending. It must be said.
there's no queen checks here that do not lose your queen, which is really, really weird.
I'm so ready to toss in a bishop check, though. I think
Same.
there's a winning thread here. It's check. This is 1 and then 2, 3.
I really want, yeah.
Wait, no, it's not. Bishop c4, king h8, only move. Only move.
King I'm telling you, those Ziki. Oh, he played it.
You had to do it. Other moves would result in 2 queen checks.
Wait, but this is weird though. Okay, you can take the bishop, yeah. But now it's weird because the queen. Oh, that's a check. Can you take on? No, you cannot. So there are 2 checks for each, right? No, white just has 1 check.
White is 1, but this queen lurking, I think white is actually better here if we're to evaluate the position like this.
Oh, I don't know, man. With the time as well. Oh, that is brave. Whatever.
Good defending. Good defending.
Yeah.
The problem is rook f1, queen f1.
Rook f1, queen f, yeah, it's true.
Bishop d5, I think is nice. Maybe king a2, a little bit more prophylaxis.
Yeah, that move with the
trading
rook f6 was to stop rook f1, queen f1, queen takes h6.
Bishop f3, no, don't allow the fork. Rook e1.
One check to each. That is. Oh, I would have played. Yeah, rook e1. That's a great one. You don't want to allow any checks.
Yeah, and you don't just want to allow the fork, knight f2.
Oh, he won on time.
Whoa, winning on time. That is
on a game with increment.
I'm so sorry for Yosef here. He might have, I don't know if it was an internet thing or if he actually just forgot about the time, but that is going to send him home, and kind of an anticlimactic way to end. But I do think white is in the driver's seat here. 2 extra pawns, better minor piece, same amount of checks, but a lot of chess would have been played here, and knights are tricky. So sorry for it to happen that way. But
Yosef's also really tricky.
Yeah, Jocelyn advances. So we're going to switch back to Toivo. Toivo is actually up 2-1. So it is a must win for Vasilios. Must win.
Okay, let's see. Okay, that king does not look good. Black's king does not look good.
I don't know. It's kind of snug. It's going to be on a light square. This dark square bishop can't hit it. It's really about the heavy pieces right now.
Yeah, he's really that queen. I don't like it. I don't like it. I would have played, even with the dark square bishop, I would have played something like king h8. Just to
I think the king is actually quite safe. You put it on h7, it's snug. There aren't any minor pieces aren't near it. The rooks aren't yet really asserting themselves. I think actually black is, material wise is doing fine. It's just a question of this initiative in the center. You could see e6 being an idea.
Absolutely, e6. Taking on d5, maybe even. You don't want pawns on the on the diagonals to the opponent king, because the opponent's king, because that's where the magic happens. So you got to open up those lines as well.
Rook f4, I love this move. You get out of the pin here. You actually challenge the knight on d4, and maybe on a really good day there might be some combination on the g2 square. So But
Tell
both
me
kings
what you
seem
did.
pretty secure right now, to be honest.
What would you
So
play here as white?
I probably would play Rook FD1. I definitely would keep the knight there for the time being.
Yeah, and Win in chat is completely right. The white king seems completely okay. Oh wow.
So trading to this heavy piece endgame, I must say I don't love it because I think black is fine here. So
It's giving black so many opportunities. That's the thing. And of course, he sees an open file with his rook on b1. He sees this diagonal with his queen ready to step in. And I don't blame him for trading, but I think with with care, black will be fine.
yeah, I'm just gonna again make the argument. I think black's king is I would have preferred king h7 at the right moment, but I think black's king is pretty snug. I think rook e4 already can win a pawn.
Yeah.
I'm not so. I think Vasilios is doing what he can to keep the game going. E6 is an excellent move, and this pawn is the best pawn on the board. So
E6
pushing
is
it.
such a normal chess move, though.
Stop hating on the chess moves. Stop
I
it.
will not. You're playing very. It's
Uh,
gotta be, sneaky.
so
It's such a normal chess move. It goes down the diagonal. I don't like it, but I'll respect it.
Queen a6. I don't love this one. I think this is kind of a. It seems like the pawn over there wasn't relevant. Finally, king h7. I
King
do not
A7 is
think
a
this
great
pawn
move.
was so important. I think it was more important for white to do something in the center.
Goes
Queen
back.
comes right back, but now rook e4 is a move.
Still no checks
Maybe
administered.
c6 first. C6 first, cover the d5 pawn, and then go rook e4, and then you have two connected passes in the center. I'm starting to like black.
Oh, now the thing is, you gotta run for that king. Now he's
Oh,
threatening
winning
something.
threat. Check,
Yep,
check,
exactly.
check.
That's the threat. But now, wait, check. Oh, you
F3
can
is
take with the
excellent
queen.
defense.
Yeah, you can just take with the queen.
Yeah. No, but if the threat before was in the last mission was queen takes g2, king takes, rook g4 check, queen takes, and then rook f2 would have been the third.
Yeah. I'm just saying that now if queen takes g2, you can take with the queen,
Oh yeah.
and then you can
Technically,
maybe
you could even take with the king and then go to h. No, that would be losing.
just lose. Yeah,
um,
see, it's a
yeah,
funky
it's hard.
chess.
It's hard.
Yeah, chess is
Yeah.
notoriously a hard game. Also, I don't know.
All right. So how does
Okay.
black keep the attack going here? Is it rook f5 like that?
Oh, I might have. Yeah, rook.
So rook f5, my idea is after e7 to go rook e5 like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
then distract the queen, like if you promote, take it, distract, and then do the same business.
Right.
Although I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, d4. D4 is it's a curious move. Is it to distract the queen? Is it to do
Sneaky.
what?
Yeah, I think it's actually the same idea. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
sneaky.
And now you gotta play what, d2?
I think you have to go queen f2 because if you go queen takes d3, there's queen g4, rook
Oh,
g4,
yeah,
and
you
then
can't
rook
take.
f2 at the end.
I wanted to play queen d2 to stop any d2 ideas, Oh, what?
It's over. It's over.
It's over. It's dead.
Rook f2 at the end. It was missed. It was missed.
Wow,
And
rook f2 was
Toivo is going
missed.
to advance.
Oh, wow.
Wait, sorry, not Toivo.
My
Vasilios
Toivo,
was.
Vasilios, yeah.
No, it's
Yeah,
tied. It's a
Sam.
tiebreak.
Oh, is it?
I thought Vasilios needed to win, and he found
GG.
the way. We're going to a tiebreak here. Wow.
Yeah, so sudden. That's the thing about three check. It's like, it's normal chess, and then boof.
All right, so
So
we're in tiebreak mode. It is again. This is a 2-game mini match now. 3+2. No rest for the weary. And Toivo with the clutch. Toivo, excuse me. I keep saying Toivo.
yeah.
Vasilios with the clutch win to
And
even up.
again, reminding, I think he's one of the, like, not weakest, but in terms of titles, the lowest rated player in the field, and playing some fantastic chess and pulling some really, really fantastic wins against GMs, against FMs, against IMs and stuff. So he's been, what a run.
Well, it must be said, though, that Kleinbeer joined us in the chat. I believe that was Thomas Beerdsen.
That was Thomas, yes.
And he told us that he expected the winner of this match to win the event and that they're both extremely experienced. So maybe he's not the weakest in the field. Maybe he's the weakest
I'm
at
talking about
normal
now.
chess.
I'm talking about classical chess, about normal chess.
Yeah. Sorry, I got you shifting gears already.
Yeah.
I bet. All right, so what's happened here? There's definitely some Greek gift action going on here.
Again, that idea with the knight takes h7, we saw that last game. He takes the rook. That's new. That's new. That wasn't allowed last time. That is interesting. I'm not sure. I prefer black here still. I don't think white.
No, come on. How can you prefer black? White
Okay,
is up
let's.
material, and there's still no, and white's king is safer.
What's
White's king is safer. White has more material, and the king has a safer. No.
okay? Yeah, I mean, I just
D4, queen
that
F3.
bishop on b7, that queen coming to h4, the knight. I don't know. I just see more pieces.
I'm gonna bring the queen to g3 to challenge your queen. How's that?
Queen to g3.
I mean, not right away. Like
Yeah. How?
you get a few moves, I get a few moves.
Okay.
D4, queen F3, queen G3.
What would you play here?
As white, I'm going D4.
D4. Okay.
Space kills.
Space kills. Truth hurts and space kills.
G3. What? There's a light squared bishop here.
From arriving anywhere. That's
but there's a light squared bishop. I mean,
there's a light squared bishop. Also, you also have knight e5.
What? That is what?
95 also, and he completely ignores it.
I do not understand G3. I think if they're 3 check engines, G3 would not be approved.
You don't know that, but I think black. That's the thing, Illustrator. I think black had a winning sequence that had to do with the horsey and the fact that white's king is on a dark square. On the fact that the queen was coming to h4, and he stopped queen h4 with g3.
I just feel there would have been. I'm not buying it. I think again, D4 first of all stopped knight f4 because the bishop was covering the square, and so the knight and the queen would have been fighting over the same square. So I'm not buying it.
I am thinking he was worried about queen h4.
This seems scarier.
See,
you allowed the bishop to get to c5 because you wasted tempo with g3.
Yeah, now those 2 bishops are monsters, though.
Yeah, I mean, this is I think Toivo is in the driver's seat.
Yeah, SSA. See, Chad agrees with me. Knight f4, queen h4. Those were the threats. And G3
95 now also is very scary looking.
You can even sack on. Well, queen f6 is scary because
queen f6 is scary. 95
is a sack on f2, double sack on f2. Knight f5 was there ages ago and still.
I think you start with queen f6 and then you have all the ideas alive.
Yeah. Queen f6 threatening the double sack on f2. Knight e5 was when he played g3, although I understand because of queen h4. The first move I thought was knight e5. Oh, see, we see queen f6 now.
The only question that I would have had, Luisa, is
no check so far.
The only question I would have had is you could have forced 2 checks without bringing out the queen by going knight e5 first, and then if the queen moved, playing bishop takes f2 check, and then if the rook moved, then playing knight f3. And I wonder if it would have been worth it to sack both minors to get 2 checks. I'm not sure.
I keep saying that one minor piece is worth a check. A queen is worth 2 checks. I would have. No hesitation, but no, I'm not the one with not always the best ideas, girl, but I would have. I think it's worth it. Of course, in normal chess, white is completely crushing.
So for the folks at home, the winner of this tiebreak is going to face the almighty Jospum, who has really gotten through a bit of a murderer's row just to get here. I mean, let's not forget that he beat Bach in the round 1.
King H1 said here a fantastic move before Queen H1, King H1. He said, "Isn't Knight H4 here a threat?" And yes, absolutely, it is. It is really good because it just if you can't open up your king like that, you're just losing.
Then queen. Then there would have been 2 queen checks and a bishop check.
That would have been beautiful. Yes, Knight H4 would have been beautiful. He plays King H1 probably to stop it. Now we finally see Knight E5. Sorry.
And I'm wondering here, has the opportunity passed? All of black's pieces are excellent, no question about it, but I don't see a 3-check combination, and I'm wondering if should have actually sacked a piece or 2 to get the 2 checks a little bit earlier. Because the problem is this rook. If this rook was on h8, It would
Oh
just be
yeah,
winning.
absolutely.
Do you
But
have time for actually? I was wondering if you had time for
does
G5,
not
King
take
G7, and
back.
Rook H8.
Why would you not take back because of D5?
No, Queen F3 check. If Queen takes C4, Queen F3 check is killer. And
Queen
then
F3
Bishop,
check can be done, yeah.
and then 2, 3.
Oh wait,
That would have been killer. So you couldn't go for that.
why would you play that? What up? Oh, now he's stopping queen. Now he's stopping any queen infiltration with the bishop. But that's also, I don't know. I don't like that move. Black's completely winning here.
I think again, if this rook gets in the game, it's really over. The question is
Also, D4 seems really strong.
oh, I hold on, Louisa. Shout out to Bughouse fan for finding the way to get the rook in. King H7, Rook H8, King G8.
Oh, King G8 is beautiful. Oof, okay. E4, F4. Now he plays D4 here is a bulldozing.
All right, Black seems to be in control here. Just knight E5. You could just play chess now. Knight F3.
Boring.
Or Queen C8. You can even start with Queen C8 or Queen A8. Even better. Look at that.
Queen A8 is insane. Oh my god, Bishop E3.
Blocking the diagonal. Very creative.
That's
And now White
beautiful.
is on the counterattack.
Ooh,
Counterattack on the H file, folks.
Rook H. Nope. What?
Oh my gosh.
That's free.
White might take this one.
That's free. Oh my god, he went on time too?
Okay, hold on. This was a position Toivo was totally in command, and Vasilios just played some genius level defense. Genius.
Yeah, no
So
time.
E4 and D4, this looks crushing. It looks absolutely crushing.
Yeah.
I think maybe getting the knight into F3 was nice. Queen A8, Bishop E3, triple exclam. Triple exclam.
Bishop E3 was beautiful.
That is
yeah.
insanely
I had to
strong.
stop
Just
everything.
block everything up. And then
stop
knight
any
G1.
advantage of the pawns, right?
And then
you
knight G1 to try and clear the knight to all of a sudden get the pieces involved. Incredible defense in time
Bishop
trouble.
E3 to stop any opening of the diagonal, to stop
Oh my
weird
God.
advancements of the pawns was beautiful.
I got to shift to the next game here, but that was chef's kiss. Like Vasilios is insanely talented.
Oh,
and
look
welcome
at
Benjamin
that.
Bach. How you doing? Hope all is well. We enjoyed watching your games. You started off losing the first two. We were like, okay, like he's getting acclimated, and then you rattle off wins, and we were like, man, just killing it. So
Really
your match was
bulldozing,
super entertaining. So appreciate you.
Yeah, GG's played really well. Yeah, they are insane. 3-check time scrambles are like no other.
Ridiculous.
Also, 3-check games in general, they are insane. 3-check end games are insane. Openings, all insane. I love this variant so much. No check so far.
So
it's
increment?
2 seconds.
2-second increment, 3+2 in the tie break. And then if it's still tied, then 1+2. So these folks are vying to meet Josperm in the final. And right now, Toivo needs a dub. He needs
Takes
a
on
dub.
H6. I like that move.
Now I have a question. I have a question for the folks in chat. What do you think the best kind of opening for White is, or starting move for White is in this variant?
I do know that people usually play E4. I would have gone with spell chess vibes and going E3, or just some knight moves. The French is very played by Black in this one, which is weird because you do need space for this. I never see things like the Scandi, because you don't want to open up the diagonals to your king ever, just like in spell chess. I also don't play the Scandi ever. Scandi's bad. I am a Scandi hater, and I'll keep being it. So in normal chess, also don't do it. C4.
So Blasteroo saying C4, Bach saying E4, and knight C3 is definitely best for White.
Yeah, because of the diagonals, probably. You just want to keep your
So hold on. So what would be the difference between knight C3 and knight F3 move 2? Why in particular is knight C3 ideal?
Especially what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, we did talk about White's incredible advantage in this variant. Knight F3, yeah, why do we go with the Vienna and not?
Yeah, it's a question. I think Bach might be giving us an answer shortly, or at least his rationale. But I think that would be an interesting thing. That what's the difference between knight C3 and knight F3? But anyway, we have a game in front of us, a must-win for Toivo. He's throwing the kitchen sink. How does Vasilios defend here?
Well, there's still no checks.
Knight takes
Although,
e5. So giving the piece back, but clearing some files, and has a healthy pawn structure. This actually makes some sense. If rook takes e5, I think we might see bishop takes f3.
well, this is rook takes e5. Maybe I would.
The
I would
point
rather
is
knight
rook
takes
takes
e5.
e5, bishop takes f3, bishop takes g6,
Can you just
and
play
then
knight takes
f
e5
takes
though?
g6.
Keep
What?
the question up. Knight takes e5.
Yeah, but knight takes e5, bishop takes e4. Sorry, that's a bad error. Knight takes e5, bishop takes e4, and then again, I think black's gonna be up material and can honestly shift towards an endgame.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
Because the
black's
knight would be
already up
hanging.
material. They're they just gotta think about how to recapture. One cloud on 3 checks and winning. Yeah, that would be it's one clouding it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Bone Cloud is a forced mate, 3 check mate for you
Wow.
just
Okay. So
okay, he takes, we see that. Now
yeah,
recapturing, I would have just taken with the horsey.
bishop
The
takes
knight. Oh, he
f3.
did
No,
what you
because
said, yeah.
if you're removing the guard, removing
Oh
the
yeah, and you're removing you're removing the G pawn, which is eventually the queen's gonna bulldoze, the
I
pawns are
think
gonna go and
I
you're
think
done.
practically speaking here, Louisa, white should probably try bishop takes g6
Yeah,
and
right now, yes,
and
absolutely.
pray in that position. Although
No, yeah, it's the only move right now, but in normal chess. But I'm just thinking if there's, you don't ever want to take with anything else.
another
Right
thing
now,
I
the
was
only
thinking
move.
is there is maybe rook e3 trying to recapture like that, or trying to get the rook to g3. But after rook e3, I think queen g5 is incredibly strong,
Yeah.
threatening mate and also pinning.
Oh yeah, Queen G5. Wait, after Rook E3. Yes, you're right. After Rook E3, Queen G5 is a possibility. Yeah, right now, well, the only normal move in normal chess and the only move that makes sense is to take the knight. I do not like F takes G6 for black as well.
Toivo is now down to the last 10 seconds and has to move.
He took with the what? He
All
did
right,
that.
he's going for king h1, rook g1. It's the
Yes, he's going
only
for
logic. Yeah, king h1, rook
wow,
g1,
yes, Rook
trying.
G1.
It's not
Yes.
going to work. I do not think it's going to work. Vasilios is too good to
He
allow
is really good.
these checks. I think
But
queen
it's a
g5
good
is even a
attempt.
possibility.
You also have
Queen
you
g5 actually wins. Queen g5, rook g1, queen takes g1 check, king takes g1, knight takes f3, game over.
Queen G5. You're right, and he plays it.
You can't even win the queen here. And now I think knight f3 might be strong.
No check so far.
Or queen g4. Yeah.
Okay.
This is winning for black. You cannot play rook g1 because of queen takes g1.
Because
And
yes.
beautiful tactics there.
Oh wow, that is oh
Now the tide's turning. Hold on. I thought
hold
knight
up.
f3 was better. Now things are pinned. This is not so
What a
clear
move.
anymore.
Take.
But rook g8. Oh,
Oh no, not again.
on time. On
This
time.
was so complicated though. I'm not sure what would he's down too much material. That's the thing. I think he lost the chance of
Yeah, rook g8 was a huge threat. But the
yes.
thing is now, after rook g1, queen takes g1 was not a crushing. Oh, actually, it is still winning. Because
It's
that would have
still
been
winning.
1 check, and then this would have been 2, and then 3.
And then the knight, yeah.
Okay. All right. So it was winning. Wow. Let's take a deep breath. I'm gonna do it right now.
On time again.
Okay, that was insane. We now have our final. We have Vasilios Kasioumis. Say it right, Kasioumis. I'm probably saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Versus the one and only Jospam. And it's gonna be, I think these have been the 2 best players in the event throughout, so it's really cool. And I hear that one of our players actually is in has to catch a flight. So are we gonna skip past the intermission even?
I'm down. Yeah, let's just go.
And we're just gonna go to the final. I'm down for that. And oh my god, his flight is in bus and flight in 50 minutes. All right, so we're gonna
15.
50, but still
Still,
that's
it's
insane.
insane.
That's I mean, best of luck, but
You gotta run, bro.
we'll do the
Hopefully
best
he'll
we can
win.
here. So we're gonna get started right away and jump straight to the final.
Yeah, it's funny because if Thomas's prediction was right, he's the winner of the of the championship. Gotta put
Yeah.
that $80 Wi-Fi password. Yeah.
Yeah. Gonna have to play in it's for folks at home, we do have fair play measures for
Yes.
this event. So folks are in calls, whenever there's prize money on the line, we gotta have really adequate fair play measures. So we can't just play from anywhere.
Yeah.
Um
But
uh
still,
yeah.
still with the fair play, playing on a going through security, playing on a plane, it's not ideal. You just you
Not
just have to.
ideal. So let's I think we're just gonna wait on a producer here, other member of our community team here. And
Yeah.
Vasilios asked for 2 minutes. So you know what? Let's take a short, maybe 90-second break
Okay.
off. We'll take a 90-second break and then be back with you. Stay with us.
Yep. See you guys.
Hey folks, welcome back. We are now in the final of the three-check championship. I'm Kassa, and with me I'm joined by Louisa,
Or
and we
Anitta.
have two talented titans here. The grandmaster in normal chess, Jose, aka Jospum, and Vasilios, who is a real revelation to me, Louisa. I've never heard of the guy, and he is massively strong in
I
three-check.
mean, apparently he is a wizard, but yeah, he's just shown us some great chess. I told you what a run from him, and even winning on time, he managed to show like some incredible, like for example, this move, not this move, the move before.
In this
Such
game,
a
I'm afraid to go back because then when I go back in the games, then like it doesn't auto populate without
no
me hitting the arrow
checks.
key.
Don't worry, no
But
checks.
it's just I just think it's been an incredible level from both players. And
Absolutely.
I think one of the things you learn things about this game by watching good players play. And so
Hmm.
one thing that we're seeing is so not sacking a piece for one check is worth it a lot. We see a lot of defensive combinations, a awesome prophylaxis to avoid checks at times.
It is so
And
important, yeah, to just some moves that make no sense in normal chess, and you go like, oh, he just doesn't want to give a free check.
yeah. So all right, so white has a little bit more space here, but black is pretty solid. What are black's next few
A4.
moves here? Because I think it's going to be hard to get a pawn break.
Mm, yeah, C4 is stopping any. I'm not sure, to be honest. And the king's on the dark square also, stopping any shenanigans. Maybe, yeah, if you go for example, F6, is that a blunder somehow?
It's not a blunder. It might be a way to get some counterplay. I think white could take and then have the G file to the benefit or just ignore it, frankly. But um I'm thinking maybe F5, just because, then you might upset the apple card in the center.
Oh,
Knight
he goes
B8.
knight B. What does that do?
I don't love this move. I think
I hate this
C5
move so
now is
much.
actually very strong because it would have undermined the E5 pawn. And,
I
and
think he played queen C3 to play C5 now.
yeah, I think you could have gone C5
Oh,
right
that
away.
is such a weird. Okay.
E4 is under attack. I think Knight D2, yet covering.
92, yes. Everything's under attack.
And to be honest, maybe pushing the C pawn wasn't great because as long as you maintain this grip, black has no counterplay. And so actually, Jospin can play chess, and we know he's great at that.
And the knight goes back to a better square, and but that queen seems kind of misplaced, to be
So
honest.
I would go here F3, defend E4, and then I'm going to look at Knight B3, Knight A5. I'm going to start to try and tickle on the queen side.
Yeah, but C5 is really tempting here, right? Not right now, though, I think.
F3, cover that E4 pawn, and
F3
then
is a great move. Yeah.
migrate the knight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
there
goes
we
there.
go. See, we're Jospin and I, we're just thinking chess
We're
stuff.
on the
We're
same
on the
frequency.
same page with chess. So no,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what's
a
going
good chess
on.
move. I'm always thinking about sacks for
There are no sacks here. That's the thing. This is a chess game. This is actually the most closed maneuvering of any game I think I've seen in the matches so far. And frankly, I think it probably just conveys the strength of both players.
Absolutely, yeah. When you see that they can ignore the most important, because otherwise, like, if you're a noob, you just go for it. Sack. It doesn't matter if it works or not. They are playing prophylactic chess. They're watching out every single move, and it's a joy to watch. Really, what? Hold up.
So I actually
Oh, I
thought
love this
B3
move.
was an idea, and the idea with B3 is to take away the square from the queen and defend C4. This queen trade, I think, is actually something that I think it slightly favors black, not because I still think white is better in the end, but I think that the queen trade helps when you're cramped. When you're cramped, you want
Yeah,
to trade
and
pieces. I think
yeah.
white actually has a really nice sequence here, Louisa. After queen takes A4, knight takes A4, I was going to go knight B1 to cover the C3 square and then go B3.
Oh, yeah, that would have been pretty, actually. I'm always thinking sacks, to be honest. If it had he moved that knight from B6, I was thinking, okay, queen B7.
There are no sacks here.
There
Take
will be.
sacks out of your mind. There are
No, I
no.
will not.
This is a
There
chess
will be.
game. This is
This
a
is a
straight
three
up
check.
chess game.
I would
This
have
knight
lost this.
now on D2 is going to go knight B1, knight C3. I'm telling you. This
Hmm.
knight will go to C3. There's some ideas of rook A1 and B5 at the right moment, but this knight on C3 here is going to migrate.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play rook A1 or something. Ooh,
Or not. Okay,
ah,
F4. Voluntarily giving yourself a nice landing. Now knight G6 is a good move for black, I'd say. Nope.
c5.
Okay. I would have gone knight g6, hit the bishop, taken control of the e5 square. Vasilios says otherwise. I think maybe if I can say it.
Knight f3.
Yeah, but now the knight didn't establish itself on e5. So I think, unfortunately for Vasilios, Jospim's chess level is showing here.
Also time. Now he plays c5. I was seeing c5 now. Okay, now this is weird.
Knight e5, you gotta establish the knight on e5. It's more important than bishop pair.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, finally.
But even here, white is actually a lot better, and it's
Oh,
just
wait.
because of the space and the bishops.
Resignation. We see a resignation. That seems early.
Now, here's the question. Why is it a resignation? I realize why. Bishop e5 is 1. Rook takes...
Rook takes d8.
Or rook... No, actually, rook d7 even is 2, and then another check would be 3. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And also time. Jospin's 1 minute 11, and Vasilios is 20 seconds. You could not defend this with the precision that it needs to be defended with in 20 seconds.
Yeah, but it's the final, so I wouldn't give you a hard time about playing on even
Already a check. We see this from Jospin a lot. Against Jospin a lot as well. This
so who got in the check?
Who got in the check was Vasilios. I saw
Okay.
Bach playing the same line against him. I'm not sure it was the same line, but it was also knight d6 check.
Should I back up and show it?
Yeah, it seems to be
so here we are. It's the same line with e5, knight d5, knight d6, and sacking a pawn for that check. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but maybe it is.
Of course it is. I'm
some fancy tactics that
Oh, but that's 2 checks already.
Sorry, I just shifted gears just for a second.
There was a Greek gift sacrifice that did not work in normal chess, but it did work in 3 checks. Because 2 checks already for white, and I think, of course, in normal chess, Jospin's completely crushing. Everything's hanging, missing material, but in 3 checks, he only needs 1 more. Vasilios only needs 1 more, and he's good.
So how do you even begin to touch the king? I mean, I think for me personally, I would probably start with something that's probably pedestrian. I'd probably just take on h7 or go. I would start to sort of clear the decks a little bit.
Yeah, take on h7. I'm not sure I like it.
Maybe h4 also, just kind of.
There's a free check on e4 now.
Yeah, but it's 1. Oh, queen e4 check, king f1,
king f1,
e2, and then bishop h3.
Yeah, the bishop's coming. Yeah, that's the thing. See. Oh, I would have taken on g2, to be honest.
No, knight f6 check was a move.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
These folks are on another level, and now the queen is gonna dart over, is gonna slip over to. Oh, queen takes f7's a threat.
Queen takes f7's mate. Yeah, 3 checks mate. Stops
queen
it.
Takes d5.
Queen takes d5. Now you're still threatening it.
And then bishop e6 back. Is there gonna have a repetition?
Bishop e6 back. There's what do they have? Queen d6.
I think you have to go bishop e6.
Queen d6. How do you stop it?
Oh, king h8. That's how you stop it.
Because queen d6.
Queen d6.
Yeah, queen d6.
But still,
again, see? He still plays
queen g8, queen h6.
No, how do you stop? You can't stop
Rook
it.
g8 only move.
Knight e7 now.
No, rook g8, rook g8, rook g8 only move.
Rook g8.
No checks.
You're right. Ooh, wow. Hold up. Take with the queen. Mate.
It's over.
Take with the pawn. Mate, it's over. It's Jover.
Wow.
Oh
wow.
my god. What a move was bishop h6. What a move.
That was
empty square sacrifice, because if you take with the pawn, queen f6 mate. If you take
I'm gonna just back up to this moment, because okay, white has 2 checks here. The game from here was brilliant. So first of all, queen e4 check looks excellent. Bishop e3 triple exclam, because knight f6 is next. You have to take the knight. Queen f3 again. You have to deal with that. Defends. You have to deal with it again. Defends. You threaten it again. Defends. And then that was like only move. That was like a tactic. That was like a 7 or 8
move. Empty square sacrifice gave me my 5 years of life back that was taken from that end game.
Unbelievable,
this
man.
Is brilliant.
That game I just saw was the best 3-check game combination I've seen thus far.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
It's insane. Insane.
D4 was a choice. You're not gonna lie.
I just don't understand these knights here, but
These knights.
whatever.
You never play that, like, pushing your d pawn too early is bad. You always want to keep the king's diagonals filled with pawns.
So
Ooh,
these
okay.
ones you're talking about.
Sorry?
So you're talking about these ones I'm drawing, right? Not pushing the d pawn, the f
Yes,
pawn.
those ones.
Yeah.
So pushing the d pawn from white here was not really a good move, not gonna lie.
Really?
Just out of principle, you know.
Mhm.
No, I don't see any, immediate stuff except for.
You know what? Now I think I understand why Bach was saying earlier e4 knight c3, because knight c3 covers the diagonal towards your king. Knight f3 does not.
Yeah, the diagonals are really, really important. That's the one, just like in spell chess, you need to watch them out, especially in the opening.
Right.
Here, pushing. They are still. This is the thing I think that you mentioned. They are still figuring shadowing the queen's bishop every game.
Owen's defense style.
Yeah, that's true. Always defense.
So I think you castle here and you're pretty safe. You have a nice fianchetto here.
Yeah.
Your knight, again, if your king is 3 horizontal vertical squares from a knight or 2 it's like being 2 diagonals away. Bishop a6 is nice, stopping this castling. I guess knight e2 is going to be needed.
Normal chess, I think. Okay. Normal chess, I think a3.
Yeah, a3 as well. I like knight e2 just because it block. Then you can castle. But I assume after a3, then you just play knight c2.
I don't like h3.
See, this is the thing. I'm like, what are you thinking about? Just retreat. And they're like, there's actually something to think about here.
Yeah, exactly. There are ideas with the knight second c2, to be honest.
So
okay.
Folks, who do you have? It's tied 1-1 right now. Who do folks in the chat have winning this final? No wrong answers.
95. Yeah, there are no checks over. Takes Jospin.
I would have gone 92. All right, bishop f1. All right, so I see what Jospin is doing. Jospin is saying, I'm the better chess player. I'm going to trade pieces. You're going to have less checking pieces to work with. And I'm just going to grind you. Queen d3 is very strong. Yeah, I was going to say.
Queen d3 here, yes,
Bishop,
exactly.
bishop takes h6 now, spoils the structure. And
now you're. This is so. Oh god.
Well, no, f6 is actually brilliant because now you're going to guarantee the opening of the f line. And the whole positional idea was knight h4, knight f5. You kind of fight against that with f6 because now the bishop can open up.
Also, White's king is also not as good as we think. Well, Black's king is in trouble, but White's king is not that safe, to be honest.
e6 is a massive threat now. I think Black has to take.
Insane, yeah.
e6 is a huge move here for White. Positionally, the king on would be totally safe. I think actually Jocelyn's chess understanding here is gonna win out because e6 here is I would actually say is winning for White.
I would have played king g2 way before, but now Yunjin's saying king b2. King g2 is the biggest one.
If you play e6 here, there's the f file is completely closed. There's the White's king has perfect shelter, and then you can double rook shortly. e6 is the move, folks. Queen f5 is a tactical one. I think maybe queen f7 and knight e5.
This is a good chess.
e6, play e6. You're totally in control after e6.
King h8, I love that move.
We keep seeing it. It's like king b1 and after you castle in normal chess.
I love it. Also, king g2 here for White seems to save him from many things.
So he's not playing e6 right away, Louisa, because the rook is pinned. But e6 is super strong. It's super strong. e6, just do it.
I called it. King g2.
Thank you. All right, now it's totally winning. There's no way this king is getting touched up 3 times. That's just not happening.
Well, queen takes not
it's not. You can touch me up once or twice, but not 3.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna double rooks and totally
that's a good move.
Muck up the works on. In fact, I can go rook e1 and then king f1 just to get out of the stuff.
Oh, I like that.
Or king h1, like we keep talking about.
King e1, yeah.
I actually love king h1 here.
King h1, f1. Yeah, f1's better.
It's prophylaxis.
Yep.
White is completely winning here, and you know what's the thing? This is a chess. This is a chess understanding game. It's not actually a 3-check game at all.
until the end. Let's see. Let's see. You never know.
Oh, I know. This bishop will never touch this king again. This bishop will never touch the white king again. So it's like a fat pawn.
Yeah,
And
of
the
course.
weaknesses here are so chronic that white can just play chess.
Takes.
That's
One.
another check. Now knight h4 is incoming.
Knight h4 is
Again, it's just
you're dead.
it's positional chess at its finest.
Yeah. You can take the threat here. Yeah, the threat
Yeah.
here was queen takes even queen takes f6 was his threat. Queen takes f6 and then you just play knight g6 and you're done.
Folks at home, that was a master class in chess. That had nothing to do with three check.
Okay,
Nothing
I'll give
to
that
do
one
with
to you. I'll give
check.
that one to you. You're right.
Vasilios now is in a must-win situation to take it to tiebreak. Jospum just got to keep things under control with black. So we'll see how that goes.
Again, moving the deep pawn here would have been terrible, which is what
Now
happened.
the dark square bishops are gone. I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, here we go. Greek gift action. Knight g5, queen
Now
h5, maybe.
that's what I like to see. And
Here
he
we
didn't
go.
even castle yet. He's just stopping castling by playing this move.
Well, I think knight f7 might be a threat.
Knight f7 is cool.
Knight f7, king f7, queen h5.
Ooh.
I hate black's position here, actually. I think I really
Are you
don't
kidding
like
me? The queen in the middle. Okay, that horse is because of the lack of black square bishops, dark square bishops. That horse on that knight on g5 is
So
so
it must be said so far, white has actually won every game. So in this particular match. So
oh see.
if Vasilios wins, maybe white is a little OP.
I mean, it is the difference of actual advantage of white and three checks and in chess is insane. Like Box said, like for white, the best move is this and that. For black, doesn't matter.
So question, do you retreat your knight or do you sack it somewhere? I would go knight f3 back. I don't see any reason to sack the piece here, but maybe there is. Like knight f7, if queen takes f7, there's e takes d5. So like there is some idea like that. I think after
knight f7, nice.
So you might actually have to take with the king here.
No, the thing with the king is just too many checks to allow.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so e takes d5. So this is actually kind of interesting
wait,
now.
this is bad. Hold up. He has a point. No, I think you castle here.
No, you just take. Okay. It's just one check. It's one check. And I think the two bishops here are going to give white a slight advantage. After bc6, white will actually castle. And this king is just weaker.
Oh, that is not a good move.
That is an excellent try. The idea that if you take, this bishop all of a sudden has a lot of energy. And now white must castle here.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some ideas of bishop c4, but I think you leave that in reserve and you just castle.
No, bishop c4, bishop e6.
Right. So I think you do castle for now. E5 is an excellent move. I mean, it's a GM level move because if you took on c6, you gave white the momentum.
Right. And white already has a lot of advantage. What do you play here?
Yeah, Win. There have been a lot of Pog Greek gifts, a lot. And it's funny because our guy here, Vasilios, is Greek. So maybe that was unintended.
Every gift from him is a Greek gift.
It's an actual Greek gift.
25.
All right, so the question is, what do you do now? The thing is, if you take on e5, which is extremely natural, well, black does start to set up a bit of a blockade, bishop e6.
Don't believe in fortresses.
Maybe you'd want something more active, but I don't see it. I think for me, I would think about taking it, or maybe queen e4. I like endgames. I'm a pawn up here.
Wait, queen e4 doesn't he have a bishop f5?
Then I take and we go to an endgame. You're like, endgame. I'm like, yay, endgame.
Yeah, that endgame.
I'm gonna win that endgame. I'm a pawn up. There's no checks. I have a bishop for a knight.
You're not gonna win any endgames with heavy pieces and three checks.
I think I would.
Let's play after this then. I'm kidding.
F4 was an insane move. There obviously a method to the madness. I just didn't see it. The point, I think if knight takes F4, there's queen e5.
Okay.
F5.
Wow.
Okay. So the idea here is a queen c4 check later.
Yes.
Rook takes,
because
queen
rook takes,
c4
rook
check.
takes, one check.
But that's just one check, though. We need two more.
Famous last words.
I actually think Jocelyn's in the driver's seat now. This bishop is dead. The rook needs at least two moves to get out. And whoa.
Wow.
Doesn't do anything. That doesn't do anything.
Oh, wow.
It's game over.
Queen
Wow.
F2, empty square sacrifice again. Jospin, what a beauty of a game. Are you kidding me?
I gotta give that.
The rook is gonna go to F8 and it's game over.
All right.
GG.
So the game turned here, just quick instant replay. The game turned here when all of a sudden the light squared bishops came off the board. Trading those light squared bishops actually made the king extremely safe on H7.
Yeah.
And just now there's no way to challenge. Nice try to counter sack, but the point is after Queen F2, the
Queen
checks
F2
come in
was
hot and heavy.
beautiful. Queen F2 was
Yeah.
beautiful.
And here's
Love
the thing
empty
too,
game.
by the way, if King H1
No, you're
takes
still dead.
and game over.
Yeah, you're still dead.
So wow. So here that's it. We have Jospin coming in first, taking it. Vasilios, a very, very worthy adversary. My
Fantastic play, yeah.
goodness. Getting in second place. Do we have our prizes? Can we tell the folks at home how much these folks won? So I think Jospin got 1,000. What was second place?
Yeah, I'll pull it up in a second. It's great event. Thank you. I love the variant community series as well. The next one is Crazy House, so guys, make sure to check that out.
Yeah, totally awesome and fun. I mean, just insane stuff here. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, there we go. We have this
second is 750. Third, times 2. So I think the third place, like both of them, gets 500. And fifth, 250. So first one is
so there we go. So we got so everyone that played and made it to the quarterfinal stage is taking home some money. We got some incredible games, and this is just the beginning, really, because this was our second variant cycle, and we're gonna have our third one starting in early January, and it's going to be Crazy House. So tune in, get into it, and play in those qualification arenas because you could be playing the best. So before we get closed out for today, we did have a little thing we wanted to put on your radar, which was if I is hearing me, if she could put that up in the background. We have an incredible event for you in just over a week. And we're actually doing some fundraising, and it's going to be a really cool stream for an incredible program called Chess in the Slums Africa, which basically using chess to empower folks' lives, across the world, but particularly in Africa. And so we're gonna have a stream next week. I think I'm gonna actually be a part of it for a little while.
You're one of the hosts.
I think. Oh, I am. Okay. I think
Maurice Ashley.
I think Maurice Ashley is going to be a part of it, and we're also going to have Tunde, who is basically the CEO of Chess in the Slums Africa. And so you can actually go to go.chess.com/for-a-cause, and you can learn more about it. It's really, really incredible stuff. And if you appreciate what we're doing at chess.com, definitely give that a look.
We're gonna have an event on the 22nd, but you can start donating today if you want to help. The links are all, and the information is all in the link, and the information is on the link that I put in chat. And it's a really, really nice thing, and we're definitely going to stream it. We're going to shout it out on Twitter because really nice movement. And yeah, Kassa's going to be commentating with.
Go figure. So a few more words before we sign out, because again, this is very new for us. Again, we've basically launched, rebranded, however you want to put it, a Chess.com community Twitch channel. We're going to host a lot more events on this channel going forward, so stay tuned. It's going to be a rotating cast of characters, but today was myself and Louisa. Another day it might be some other people, and you're going to get familiar with us. And so definitely just a few things. One, join the community club. A lot of our events are there. Check out the Variants Community Series. Definitely consider giving us a follow here on the channel or a sub. We appreciate that. And yeah, just keep tuning in and looking out for us because we're going to be present. Last but not least, just want to give a special thanks to the folks behind the scenes. Ajelin did an incredible job producing this event and also being an event coordinator for this event. And nothing really gets done here today without her. So thank you so much. She's going to be in front of the camera too, but she was like, you know what? I'm going to do some of the behind the scenes stuff so that you guys can just worry about the commentary, and we're grateful for that.
Let me
Louisa
give a
is a
shout out
main,
also
yeah,
the
yeah, go
mods.
for it.
The
Yeah,
mods.
the
Thank you very
mods.
much.
How
My
can you?
people.
Hello, yeah, yeah, no question about it. Just really, 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 really grateful for everyone here. And my co-commentator today, this is awesome, Lisa.
Oh,
This is super fun. So I'm going to leave you with the last word. I just want to get those thank yous out there. Sum up what happened today and what they had to
yeah,
look
we've
forward to.
seen insane chess and one of my favorite variants. I think Kassa Kassa saw some things that we would not believe that was forced mate, but it was. We all learned a lot. But no, yeah, it was a fantastic event. I'm really excited for the next ones. Had a lot of fun with you, Kassa. Hope we can do this again. This was the debut of the channel. We're gonna be covering not only, you know, GM games, IM games, but also you guys' games in Untitled Tuesday and Community Bullet Brawls. Those are events that happen in our community club. So they're also prized. If you want to participate, please go. We'll be, you know, around. We're taking feedback as well. If you guys have any ideas, anything you want to see us do, feel free to send it our way, you know, on Discord, on the community club. And yeah, thank you very much. Everyone was involved with this, and we hope that this Twitch channel, although new, can be really a place for the community to, you know, watch themselves on the screen. Yeah, so yeah. Have a good
All
night,
right.
guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Peace, peace.
Peace.